Hello everyone, welcome to the Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City, El Salvador. Round 5, the final stop of what has been a long, grueling tour for 2025. The biggest tour that we have seen in the history of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. And what a place to end the season. What a welcome we have had from the people here in El Salvador, and the support that we have had from everybody here has been absolutely amazing. The racing is getting underway in just less than 15 minutes' time. My name's Ian Finley. I'm delighted to have made it into the commentary box for today's race. Alongside me, as he's been for a few races this season, is Mr. Adam Westfall. Adam, very quickly, say hello to everyone.
Hey, everyone. And, you know, I got to say, it's good to be back alongside Ian, and I'm really looking forward to this race today. I think it's going to be a fantastic race.
Can't wait for it. But before we get underway, let's take a little closer look at this beautiful part of the world. Well, whilst we're waiting to get underway, let's go over to Nico, who's been catching up with some of the riders.
And a very good morning, muy buenos dias from day 3. This is the last day of the World Downhill Championship season. It all comes down to this, all of the effort, all of the things the athletes have been working for since a long time now, since this entire year, are coming to culmination here in El Salvador. We're going to talk to a few of them and see how they're feeling for this last day. Let's go find them. Let's get, we have, okay, Noah is here. We've got Patrick over here with us. Tell me a bit how you're going to start the day today. What are your emotions on this last day?
We're going to do a little bit of stretching, some getting ready here, and then I'm going to get some practice runs in, try to make sure my time and everything's feeling comfortable, and then get the right mindset, start kicking some, like winning some races and stuff, and making sure I'm on my top game. But feeling good. I'm excited for this hill. I think I have a good style for this hill, and I hope my push is nice and strong and I can get out in front and stay in front.
Thank you, Patrick. Good luck out there. Okay, let's keep moving over here. Edgar, hola, amigo. Ven aquí. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course, my brother.
Please tell me, you're South American here. It's a long time since the WDSC or any big event came to South America. What does it feel for you to bring back the downhill skateboarding in such a big scene here in South America, here in El Salvador?
Ooh, maybe I feel, I don't know how to say.
¿Puedes decir en español? Yo
Ok. Gracias. Pues sí, me siento muy honrado por formar parte de un evento tan grande como lo es aquí, y simplemente pues me sorprende mucho porque incluso están poniendo la vara muy alta para los siguientes eventos de la WDSC. Yo sinceramente no creo, no importa la locación en donde vaya a ser el siguiente, no creo que esté a la altura de este.
Muy bien. No, he's very honored to be here among these people, among this crowd, his home crowd. And he also recognizes the bar has been set very high for any future events, and just happy to be here. Is that right? Amazing. Thank you so much. Good luck out there for today, okay? Have fun. Okay, let's go find any more fun people. Oh, we've got the star commentator here, Adam Westfall, with us. How's it going, Adam?
Good. How are you?
Good. You've got a big orange microphone here in front of your face.
Yeah.
Normally, it's a head microphone you're wearing, right?
It's just a headset.
How is it to be commentating here in El Salvador? What are you seeing here on this event?
It's great. I tell you what, we got so much support from the local government and from the local people. It's just such a warm welcome, and the track's challenging. It looks like for folks. There's people have been finding spots to pass, even though it's really narrow and fast and steep, and so making things happen, making passes in creative places. I think we're going to be looking at a really good race today.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Excited to hear your voice today on the commentating booth.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. Okay, let's go have a look inside now as the riders are slowly getting ready. You can see the scenario we're in. We've got these massive tents. We've got food and water. The athletes are so well taken care of. It's an amazing vibe to be here. And inside this main tent, we're going to go see as they prepare to get on with their day. They've got their little couches. They've got their setups. They're putting on the right wheels. They're putting on their race day mood. So let's have a look over here at what we can find. Let's go talk to some Canadians over here. A bit of the Loser gang. Hello, Fred. Can I ask you a couple questions? Yes. All right, please tell me a bit about the course for you. What is this El Salvador course as a loser? How do you feel?
I feel scared, but the course is amazing. It's unpredictable. The acceleration is very fun. The turns are very fun. It's a hard track to remember, and that make me scared, but that make me excited also. Yeah.
How many turns are there in this entire track?
I mean, there's 9 turns, but there's other turns that, you know, especially at the end, at the speed you are going, it feels like it's a turn.
Amazing. Thank you. Merci. And you heard it here first, just 9 turns, but it's also 9 big turns to remember, to learn how to take the apex correctly on, how to fight for your line. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of remembering to do, but the athletes have been going at it now to try and stay in it, stay focused, and keep learning. Let's keep moving now. We've got a little sneak peek at what the world champions are over here doing. They're just catching up, getting ready for the day. They're on some, they're just preparing for the day and getting ready. Let's go speak to more people over this way. You can see a bit the vibe. You can get impregnated in the atmosphere here as everyone starts getting ready, starts getting their focus mood on. And we're going to have a little chat here with yesterday's podium. Hello, mister. Hey, can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, of course.
So we got an incredible time from you, Morgan, yesterday. We got a 3rd place on the podium. How did that feel for you?
Well, it feels amazing. This is my first time coming out to the WDSC, and I'm just happy to lay down some good laps here. You know, the track is amazing. I really like the caliber of experience that everyone's putting down, and you know, I'm just really loving the fact that I could be out here and do the best that I can.
Anyone you're learning from? Everyone's inspiring you this event?
E. Snyder. E. Snyder for sure. Okay. He's a big idol, so I'm happy to see him out here, and of course all my friends. Joaquin Bazo for one.
Yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it. And so Snyder Osorno is one of the big names here in Colombia, one of the legends of the downhill skateboarding scene. Yesterday, Morgan shared a podium with Snyder, and it was a pleasure to see them up there, and the Colombian community here was all for seeing that happen. Let's have a look. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Can I ask you some questions? Of course. We've got 2 of the best downhill ladies over here. Big competitors on the field today that you were fighting yesterday for the better time, for the better positions. How is it going to go today on this crazy track?
It's going to be exciting. I mean, we're definitely close to each other in a way. Like, we skated some runs together, and I know you're going to smoke me on the bottom straights.
We're gonna have the spectator on the side here.
Yeah, I think we're both not fully comfortable on this track, so all of a sudden skating close together becomes more scary than normally. But we try to do it safe and have fun, and
what will be, will be. Like, we're just gonna do our best. Like, we're surviving here. That's the truth.
Amazing. Good luck to both you ladies, and I hope you both win. I said it. I hope you both win. Like this. Let's go have one more question for my friends over here. En inglés.
Okay.
Si puedes.
I will try.
You came from far. You're living in Australia right now.
Sydney.
In Sydney. He's traveled a lot. I just heard his story yesterday. You know, he started downhill 4 or 5 years ago, and now he's here on the world stage. What does it mean to you to have gone from that to here? What has this travel meant?
It meant a lot of effort, and I think that the more you push yourself, the more you can get. Yeah.
Get good. Get repetitive. You spoke to me about hours and hours and putting in the effort that you maybe have talent. I think you have talent, but you also have this grinding mentality to get the laps in.
I think that the key for everything is consistency.
Consistency going in out.
Yeah.
We're hoping we end up on the Australian continent at some point in the future to move over to that side. But gracias and good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I think we have a pretty good round of everything that's happened. Let's go ask one more question over here to my friend Nico. Hola, Nico. ¿Te puedo entrevistar un segundito? ¿Inglés puedes?
A little bit.
A little bit. You have incredible times so far. You're doing good. You're fighting up there for the podium places with some of the big dogs. you came from very far, you know, you've been learning and grinding a lot. So what does it mean to be here at the WDSC, to be competing at this high level for you? What does it mean? Puedes decírmelo en español si quieres y yo después ya.
What does that mean?
¿Qué significa para ti haber hecho todo este viaje, de llegar aquí a este nivel y de competir con los grandes?
For me it's my biggest mi mayor logro hasta el momento.
His best achievement.
Okay. ¿Hablo en español?
Sí, dale.
Sí, es que me siento presionado y el inglés no va a fluir.
Háblame de tu achievement.
Ha sido pues una larga trayectoria desde que comencé a relacionarme con el downhill. Desde el principio empecé a competir. Si quieres traducir.
It's been a long journey since his first steps in downhill. He's come a long way.
Yeah. Ha sido mucho esfuerzo. En Bogotá tenemos muy pocos lugares para entrenar, pero la constancia ha sido mi mayor
punto de ayuda, ¿no?
Sí, ha sido mi mayor ayuda, claro.
Yeah, he's from Bogotá. He has not that many places in Bogotá to practice and to get better, but that's what he's been doing, and that's what's helped him improve so much. Muchas gracias. Buena suerte hoy y ahí nos vemos.
Vale, muchas gracias.
Chao. Yeah, está todo bien. And that's the WDSC now getting ready to start on its last day. Stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. You got great commentators, great racers, a great scenery. So enjoy it, and we'll send it back over to the live stream very soon. Ciao.
Thank you, Nico. There is not a language that man does not speak. Great to hear from all of the riders as well. Adam, very quickly, we're getting lined up with the first heat. Nick Broms is in this one. He has been on fire this weekend.
Yeah, he's been untouchable this weekend. I mean, he absolutely crushed it in the QS race yesterday, and P1 on the qualifying for the CT. That's a heavy combo. So I think he's looking to put that together again here in the CT race and end up on top.
He didn't race in the first couple of races of WDSC, but he can climb up the final standings with a great result here today. So the first heat lined up. On the start, we've got Nick Broms in with the red leg sleeves on. Bruno Spengler from Brazil qualified in 9th in green. Morgan Smith in blue from the USA, 3rd yesterday in the QS race. And Brian Sandoval in yellow. What do you reckon about lane choice, Adam? Much in it here. It's such a long course, though. Surely it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of room to make it up, but at the same time, it seems like I've been seeing folks really want to get out first. It's not a track where you're going to want to intentionally kind of sandbag for the draft and pass. So I think folks will be wanting to get out first, and just get those strong kicks in, get ahead of the pack, and try to slip away. Especially someone like Nick in these early rounds. He knows he's got a strong kick, so he's going to be looking to get out there. Although Bruno Spengler, fantastic kick too. In fact, I think he might have the record on the whole shot yesterday.
Well, Spengler qualified in 9th. He's going to be a threat today. Nick Broms has chosen that rider's left lane. They're under the command of Will Stevenson and his impressive megaphone. Here we go, the first race. Look at that kick from Nick Broms. He's powering away into this first little left-hander, and Nick Broms settling in the lead here. This is a tight race course. It is a long race course. There is no let up on it. You have got to be on it from start to finish, and that is what Nick Broms has done out of the gate, pushing it really tight here. Great start, Adam, from Nick.
Yeah, really strong start. To beat Bruno out of the gate there was definitely no easy task. So, those two building themselves a little bit of a gap here. Going to see if they can run away with it, especially Nick. They're really chasing out front. Looks like actually we may have a little bit of a race here for a second. They're bunching up there, and there's a lot of track left. So Morgan Smith tracking here, just seeing if he can stay in the slipstream and see if he can make something happen a little further down. He's definitely picking up some time on Bruno there. Let's see if he
in
can
these
make
early
something
rounds, you've got to try and stay in touch, haven't you? But on such a long race course, the gaps can build pretty quickly. But Nick Broms is putting on a show here in the first round of the 32.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He's definitely showing up. First round, we're already seeing what we were seeing yesterday from him. And, you know, Bruno Spengler definitely, he probably wishes he was a little more in touch with Nick's draft here. But, you know, maybe he can figure out a little something watching his lines and pick something up to stay just right behind him in the next round if he can hold off Morgan Smith through the rest of this run.
Well, this is working out pretty well for Nick Broms and Bruno Spengler. It's about managing the resources on a long hill like this. It's pretty hot, pretty humid, and there's a lot of racing to go, isn't there? So for Nick Broms, it is just about seeing it home from here, not having to push too hard. Same goes for Bruno Spengler, but Spengler, Adam, has just got to be careful. He might end up in a bit of a race here.
Yeah, he definitely needs to defend right here. He cannot, not much laurels to rest on right there. He's going to have to hold out. They're getting close to the finish line here. He doesn't have long to wait, but he definitely is going to need to keep that pace up and just hold off Morgan Smith here.
Well, Smith having such a good day yesterday, but round the final turn, Nick Broms takes it into the quarterfinals. And Bruno Spengler is going to join him in the quarterfinal as well. And I wonder, having someone like Spengler next to Broms who's got that good kick, and if they're going to go all the way, they're going to go all the way together. That could really push Nick Broms on. But regulation work from Broms, he's got the job done.
That's what he wants to do, you know, no tail lights. He wants to kick in and just keep the lead. So we'll see how long he can keep doing that as the heats start to tighten up. But, you know, definitely a good first round from him.
It's pretty relentless. What would you say about the temperature out there, Adam, and just how much it takes out of the riders physically?
Yeah, it's quite warm out here. It's you know, my temperature gauge is showing 84 right now and very humid. So, you know, with a full leather suit on all day, that'll definitely take it out of you. You know, got to stay hydrated. Got to keep the electrolytes up. It's definitely no easy task for these guys and girls. They've got a lot of days of racing back to back, and so that can be a really challenging piece of the equation.
Heat number 2. Now, no Dexter Manning in this one. Unfortunately, had a crash yesterday. I think he's dislocated his shoulder. Dexter, we wish you all the best. Cole Trotter in red. Troy Yardwaste in green and Micaiah Harness in blue. So just the 3 riders, and they are side by side through the first turn. But Cole Trotter, so experienced, just squeezing into top spot early on, but there is a race on here. Where do these riders make their moves? Because it is such a long race course, but going well for Trotter so far.
Yeah, you know, and this is going to be an interesting heat because you see Micaiah, his friends call him Mocha. He's the 3rd seed right now. He's usually kind of a 1st or 2nd seed guy. He had an unfortunate crash in qualifying yesterday, so really tight heat here. Whenever you get a kind of a 3rd seed that should be a 2nd, that means that battle is going to be pretty intense. I think we're seeing that from Troy and Mocha here already. Mocha's in 2nd place, so strong work from him getting into an advancing position. If he can hold off Troy, he'll be pleased with that and try to stay in Cole's draft there.
Yeah, starting to stretch out just a little bit, though, and Micaiah Harness, Mocha, has got Yardwaste. Troy right behind him here. We've seen Micaiah at the start of the season in Austria and in Turkey, sitting in 15th in the standings at the moment, but in a battle to hold on to a place in the quarterfinals. And he's doing a great job of it here so far, but Cole Trotter's got this one in under control right now. Troy looking to make the move, but it's just not close enough. It's so difficult to pass on this tight race course.
It really is. It's really, you know, they've got to get creative with the passing opportunities. You may not get more than one, so they've got to make it happen if they're going to do something. And I saw Troy just slide out a little bit there. It may be difficult for him to pick some speed back up, but we'll see how they come through once we get him back in frame here. If he can pick up any time and make something happen around Micaiah Harness here. And he is hot on his tail, really pushing to try to get a pass done before the finish line here. Looks like they may even go side by side through some of these lower sections.
Wondered if Troy has maybe just snuck past there because they were side by side right up against the bales. Well, here comes Cole Trotter, who's in second. No, Micaiah still holding on to 2nd place at the moment, and Troy's dropped just a little bit further back here through the trees in the sunshine. Cole Trotter, hands on his hips, and that is a good run from Micaiah Harness because he was put under pressure from top to bottom, Adam.
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure. Nice work from him playing defense there and making sure he stays in that advancing position.
Moving on to heat number 3. Oscar Gutierrez from Mexico. He is in red. It's Naido Zorno in green. Kevin Guevara in blue, Zach made him in yellow on the right-hand side. Zach's got a real good kick, hasn't he? And he's going to try and power into top spot. I love seeing yellow go from fourth, worst lane choice, into top spot. And Zach has got all the experience in the world to try and hold off these three throughout the rest of this race course. But it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kick from Zach. Like you said, always impressive when your fourth seed, rider is up there in the front of the pack. And Zach, veteran racer, he's going to be fighting it out. He's not afraid. Oh, it looks like we got a little contact through the first half of that corner. Not exactly sure how that's going to end up playing out. We may end up with a protest on that. We'll have to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, we'll bring you up to date on that as we can. Our man Chris McBride at the finish will keep us up to date. But Zach still sitting in second place at the moment, and that'll do. Top two, of course, just progressing to the next round. But Zach is on one here, isn't he? Looking over his shoulder, sitting in the draft.
Yeah, he is. And Zach's just so much experience. He knows how to win races. Whether he likes the track or not, he finds a way to win races. But definitely can't count out a Snyder here. He is very much in touch with this race, and he is, coming fresh off the QS podium yesterday. He's going to be looking for a way into an advancing position here. Latin American rider, South American rider.
Oh, what a pass! What a pass!
Wow, just finds his way through. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of this contact, and we'll see if that's. Looks like maybe a little bit of contact between Oscar and Kevin. Not sure if it was an illegal contact or racing incident, or perhaps even no contact at all. But let's see who comes through in an advancing position. Is Snyder going to hold the spot there with Zach now in an unenviable position with a lot of ground to cover back in third?
Yeah, he was overtaking a really good pass that pushed Zach down into third place. But, man, the level is hot here. And Oscar Gutierrez, qualified in fifth place, is surely going to come through now. Snyder Osorno sitting in second. Zach made him in third place. There's the finish line. And Gutierrez takes it. So disappointment there for Zach Maidham, but at the end of the day, what a pass from Snyder Osorno to grab that next spot in the quarterfinals. So two men already through to quarterfinal number two. We're moving quickly on here. Owen Fox qualified in fourth place. Patrick Stoll's in this one. He's in green. William Royce in blue. Levi Mendoza in yellow. And all US heat number 4. Owen Fox started off this season so strongly on WDSC. He's currently in third of the standings. Remember, it's best 4 out of the 5 races for the open stand-up, guys. So we'll work it all out for you. But 2 podiums this season for Owen Fox in Austria and in Turkey. 4th last time out in Park City. And that is a good-looking start from Patrick Stoll on the left-hand side of the road. But Fox has been working on that kick. Really smart line from Fox out of the start. And he settles into first place with Patrick Stoll in second.
Yeah, he snuck up the right side there nicely. Really made use of shortening the track there to gain a little bit of an advantage over Pat Stoll. So that was a nice move from him. He'll be looking to hold that lead for a while and hopefully not see tail lights for at least the first couple rounds, if he can.
Said it a few times this season that Fox felt last couple of seasons on WDSC, he's having to make more overtakes than anyone else. Well, he's changed that up this year, getting himself out in front. You could see the work that he's put in, and it's paying off this season for Fox, and he'll want to finish strongly here in beautiful El Salvador.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work to really train your push to get to the next level. To see appreciable changes in your off the line speed. It takes a lot of time in the gym. or at the track just doing push sprints. And so he put in a lot of that time in this off season. It's really paying off for him. I think he'll be pleased with the way his push is improving this season.
Yeah, big step up in performance from Owen Fox this year, but he's got to see this one out. This is such a long racetrack, of course, that things can happen, and they can happen very quickly. As you all know, in this sport, it is amazing to have your company here in El Salvador for round number 5. The racing is only going to get tighter and tighter as this race progresses. We're in the round of 32. Top 2 going into the quarterfinals, of course. We've got one quarterfinal lineup confirmed. We're about to have another, and Fox, it can just enjoy these final few sweeping turns. There's really no respite on this course, is there? You're always moving, always working.
No, there's really not. And, Fox and Stoll have built themselves a nice buffer here, but on a challenging course like this, you really can't ever let up. Even just to make it down the course safely. So you got to stay on it. You got to stay focused and make sure that you're taking clean, predictable lines and staying upright.
So Fox across the line into the quarterfinals, where he joins Oscar Gutierrez and Snyder Osorno. There is Patrick Stoll. He comes through in second place and goes into that second quarterfinal. So William Royce coming across the line in third place, and Levi Mendoza will finish in fourth. There he is, all 4 men safely into the finish, which is what we like to see. Moving on, heat number 5. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Because Harry Clark and Stefano Barbizzi have gone toe-to-toe over the years. Clark qualified in third place, of course, our winner in the rain in Park City. What a race that was. We enjoyed that one. He's in red here. Barbizzi, a world champion, in green. Villamizar in blue out of Colombia, and Max Caps in yellow, qualified in 30th place. Watch the kick here from Harry Clark. Gets away well, as does Barbizzi. Actually, just the 3 riders here, no Max Caps taken to the start. And already it's Clark in the lead. Barbizzi sitting in second place. You would fancy these two to progress, and surely they're not going to race it quite as hard as they might in some of the later rounds, but we will see. I know what these guys are like, Adam.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, 2 veteran racers, both world champions, and I think, if they can do what they've been doing all weekend, they should be able to take this heat. So I think they're hoping to take a relaxed run there. And not push it too hard, make sure they advance to the next round safely. Stefano is a calculated rider. He probably won't try to challenge Harry Clark if he doesn't have to, but we'll see. Maybe, competitive riders, sometimes they'll get a wild hair and decide to go for something anyway.
Might just see a gap. These are racers, aren't they? Thoroughbreds. You see a gap, you want to go for it. But these 2 men just playing it safe enough at the moment. They're probably going about 98% instead of 100, which we'll see from them later. 2 world champions in the same heat. That is, of course, how it plays out with the qualifying. Villamizar was not too far behind last time we saw him, and Barbizzi is still just keeping a little eye on what's happening behind. But now they can sort of treat this like a little bit of training. They've had decent training time on the road, of course, but you always want to get a feel for the road under race conditions, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it changes by the day. It's temperature changing, humidity changing. It's different grip. So there's you want to stay in touch with it. You can't let up too much on these runs. You want to keep on that pace. You want to have your braking points. Those touch points really memorized. Have the feel for it. So they'll still keep the pace up, even if maybe they back off 1 or 2 percentage points.
See, just stepping off the gas a fraction here. They know they've got this one sewn up here and are going to go into quarterfinal number 3. There's the finish line. Clark takes it. Of course, coming across the line first with the rules is still important, isn't it? It just helps you with that lane choice. So, but Barbizzi, going, okay, that'll do. There is our man in blue, Stefan Villamizar from Colombia. Crosses the line safely in third place there. Back to the start. They're lined up. They are ready to go. Lucas Schuld. Great qualifying from him. 6th place. He's in red. Wearing blue from Argentina, Adriano Volpe. Garrett Bellinger from wearing blue, man from Argentina in green, and Patrick Doherty in yellow. Just going to take a look back here. Yep, false start there.
False start there, yep. Just came off the line a little bit early, so he'll need to stay stable on this one so as to avoid a penalty, so he's got to keep it tight behind the line. It looks like they're calling a second false start. We'll see if they actually
if we can get another replay on
here.
that. Thank you, guys.
Was it another one on, Pat?
Ooh, I'm putting that on Lucas there. He looked like he just lost his balance. I mean, we're only seeing it there very quickly, so apologies if that wasn't you, Lucas. But it just looked like he kind of was pitched forward, ready to pounce, and then just couldn't hold it any longer. But I don't know what you thought, Adam.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch it. I saw Patrick Doherty get out so far in advance of everybody else. I thought maybe it was him, but I couldn't quite see every lane there. But it looks like they're not going to assign any penalties right now.
Let us know in the comments who you think it was. Well, Lucas not getting the best of starts. The quick start over on the right-hand side of the road. This could be a really open heat. Garrett Bellinger, I think, is he just settling into second place there?
Yeah. Garrett Bellinger just settling into second right there behind Adriano Volpe. Patrick Doherty in third, and Lucas Schultz there in fourth. So, Lucas, not the strongest kick, but he tends to find ways to make things happen. So I bet we won't see the last of him in this heat. But certainly Adriano Volpe with a really strong lead there. Nice work from him to build himself a little bit of space in front of this heat.
Well, we know Lucas has got the pace on the course. Qualified in 6th place. Had a good run in Park City. Finished in 9th place. They're just missing out on the semi-finals. But he's got some work to do here because he's got at least 2 riders to try and get past if he wants to get into the quarterfinals right now. Garrett Bellinger being put under a bit of pressure by Doherty. And they are side by side coming through one of the fastest parts of the course here.
It looks like Doherty maybe just let up there to give it back to Garrett Bellinger. Maybe he'll try to go for that a little bit later down the course. We'll see how they come through here. Oh, no, he found a way through. He did find a way up there inside of Garrett Bellinger. In between the cameras there. Wow, and now we got Patrick Doherty suddenly in an advancing position. Volpe in the
bales. Carnage on the course. So Doherty in the bales. Volpe's looking for his board. Who is, well, we'll all find out together. So Volpe's back on his board. There he is in green. And how is this going to play out for Lucas Schultz? Because he was in a spot of bother there as well.
It looks like Doherty now in the leading position with Garrett Bellinger close in tow. Volpe's going to be furious with himself after going to the bales from a winning position. You hate to see that in first place and in the hay bales. That's just jumped a little too much at it and ended up biting off a little too much. But is a happy day for Patrick Doherty and Garrett Bellinger there, able to cruise right through down to the bottom.
Looks like yellow and blue, 3rd and 4th seeds in this heat are going to progress. Now, I wonder, maybe there'll be a protest. We'll do our best to keep you up to date if we get any news on that. But across the line first to go and join Harry Clark and Stefano Barbizzi, it is Patrick Doherty and Garrett Bellinger progressing into the quarterfinals. Adam, let's take a look again here.
Yeah, let's see this crash here. So you see Volpe way out front, and it looks like he just misses his line a little bit. Lucas Schultz can't quite get around him, catches a piece of that crash, and Garrett Bellinger and Patrick Doherty take the opportunity and advance on through.
Yeah, but I don't think there'll be any changes there. There's nothing you can really protest in that one. We got Carlotti and Santiago Gonzalez Salaberry in this one. And one other rider who's hiding. It is Irving Bennett. So no Bouchard in this race. So just the 3. Nice looking start there from Gonzalez Salaberry out of Argentina. And Carlotti sitting in 2nd place early on.
Yeah, no Louis Bouchard. I'm not sure what happened there. I saw him this morning before practice, so it definitely wasn't anything from yesterday. We'll see if we can get a report on why he's not there. And it looks like Carlotti just finding a way up the inside here, says, thank you, I'll take that 1st place position. I'm not going to sit back and be comfortable with 2nd. in classic Carlotti fashion, he's a competitive guy. He likes to make passes. He likes to get in the mix. So not surprised that he was willing to fight out a position there with Santiago Gonzalez Salaberry.
This season on WDSC of 6th place. That was in the opening round in Austria. Followed it up a week later with a 7th in Erzincan. So making semi-finals on the 2 occasions we've seen him. Good to have him back here in El Salvador for the final stop, round number 5, the 2025 World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. If you're just tuning in, you haven't missed too much because we're still in the early stages of the race. You can bed down. Enjoy all of the action throughout the morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching around the world. We appreciate your company, all the chat, all the comments, likes, shares, everything you've been doing on social media. Really, really appreciate it all.
Yeah, Carlotti picking up even a little more pace there, building himself a little bit of space. But the two of those really seem to have run away from Irving Bennett in this heat. Definitely built themselves quite a bit of buffer there. So if they can just keep everything together, keep themselves out of the hay bales, they should be ready to advance to the round of 16. And you can see him just air braking there, shaving off a little extra speed by standing tall, being a little less aerodynamic, just to cut a little bit off the top so he doesn't have to brake so hard at the turn.
Seen a little bit more air braking on this course than we've seen in others. Nice to see it back. And Carlotti, job well done, visor up. He knows he's got this one in the bag and is going into the quarterfinals along with Gonzalez Salaberry.
Classic Carlotti stand-up sliding by the finish line. That's a classic Carlotti stunt. Loved it. Love to see the energy. He's stoking. I heard him hollering. He's just passed me. I'm sitting here at the finish line, so hear these riders as they come by, and you can hear the excitement or the disappointment. Whatever their emotion is, you get it right off the line. So
that's what I'm hearing. Folks, I am not in the finish area with Adam. I'm very far away, but I'm having fun. I hope you guys are as well. So last one, Painel, Frenchie, qualified in 2nd. He is in red, our world champion for the year. William Rubin from Brazil in green. Joaquim Bazo from Peru in blue. And Tim from the USA in yellow. Nice start there for the man from Brazil. And Painel just sitting in 2nd place. What a season it has been for Adrian Painel. Dominance at the start of the year. Had to work hard in Utah, didn't he? But still ended up 2nd place.
Yeah, and he's absolutely going to be looking for a 1st place here so that he can drop his 1 2nd place and have a perfect season of points. I'm sure that's something that's a goal that he's surely chasing after. So let's see if he can pull it off today.
He's in the bottom half of the draw, isn't he? So he's going to have the likes of Harry Clark, Owen Fox. Not Owen Fox, Harry Clark, Barbizzi, Carlotti are all around in the quarterfinals. If Painel can take this one, he's got Carlotti and Gonzalez Salaberry waiting in quarterfinal number 4.
Yeah, and he's certainly
Painel, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. He's showing that pace already. I mean, William Rubin is a phenomenal rider, and Painel's been able to build himself even a little bit of space in front of Rubin, which is impressive to say the least. So he's definitely on pace. He's he always is, but and I'm sure he's got a little bit of a bone to pick, not being on pole position. He loves being on pole, and Nick Brahms took it out from under him yesterday, so he's got a fight ahead of him, no doubt.
Yeah, Painel has been, he's just been so dominant, hasn't he, when it comes to pole positions, especially the early part of the season. We had a bit of a break after Isle of Man before we got to Utah, and I do wonder if Painel was one of the riders that would have wanted some more races following the Isle of Man, because he was just so hot at the start of the season. But looking very strong here and on course for a place in the quarterfinals where Carlotti and Gonzalez Salaberry are waiting. So Painel is cruising down towards the finish line. He takes it very comfortably, as you'd expect for a man of his quality, the type of season that he is having. And William Rubin coming through in second place there, going into quarterfinal number 4. which is a very tasty one, isn't it? Painel and Carlotti, the two Frenchmen, William Rubim in there as well, and Gonzalez Salaberry from Argentina. So 5, the 5th and final round, the Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City in El Salvador. And the rain is starting to spit, Adam. It's just coming on a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really light right now, just a couple of sprinkles here, so we're not sure if they're going to go on a rain delay and wait for it to dry up for just a second, or just go ahead and drop. I'm sure we'll see here shortly. The pavement still looks pretty dry from where I'm sitting, but I'm not sure what it looks like up top, and I'm not sure what kind of call they'll make on that. So to be determined what exactly we're going to do in this immediate moment with the rain.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of protection on the course, though, isn't there? Obviously, most of it through the jungle here in El Salvador. So there's not too many super exposed parts, and it is pretty warm, so it can dry quickly, but it's quite humid as well. So that can make the road really slippy, really treacherous for these riders. You can see Harry Clark just having a little seat. They'll be just chatting about what to do. Zach Madam's in there as well. He was unlucky in the round of 32. I think the best plan really is just to sort of wait it out a little bit, see, just give it a few minutes. Obviously, with WDSC, there's a lot of communication with the riders, and we take a steer from them, don't we? But at some point, we have to make a decision: race in the rain, and just get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And ideally, we either get full rain or full dry. That's always kind of the hope. But as we've seen a few other times this season, it doesn't always shake out like that. So sometimes you got to take what you can get and just race it as it is in the patch or in the partially wet. This early in the day they may wait, although it's not that early actually, and they've got quite a bit of racing left to do. So we'll see how that goes there.
Of course, rider safety absolutely paramount, and that is why we do take as much of a steer as possible from the riders. But as you said, Adam, like we had in Park City, just got to the end and then the rain came on. We don't want a patchy road. That is when this sport is at its absolute worst, isn't it?
Absolutely. And speaking of rider safety, it's pretty incredible. You can see it on the stream, but if you haven't seen a lot of these courses, it may not really resonate. There are 19,500 hay bales on this course. I think probably sets the all-time record for most hay bales on a course. So really impressive. I mean, it's pretty much wall-to-wall hay bales all the way down. It's pretty wild to see.
And that is the standard, isn't it, that needs to be set, the standard that WDSC is setting now. Hay bales start to finish. No arguing about where the bales go. There's just bales both sides of the road from top to bottom. Hello, Harry. I miss you. Thanks for the wave. Hope Dex is okay as well as some of the street losers, because Dexter Manning had a crash, didn't he, in qualifying yesterday. 19,000 hay bales. That means people have got to put those bales out. And someone had to do that here, not just one person. So a massive thank you to everybody that helped put all those bales out. We are going to move on, actually, with the Open Street Luge quarter-finals, we understand. There's Andy Lally, our winner from Park City. That was his first WDSC win. Legend of motorsport and a legend of street luge as well. And whilst we got a little moment, I've got to say a huge thank you to the President's office here in El Salvador. The riders have been supported with accommodation and food, and just a massive thank you from us to the President's office and to the Ministry of Tourism, who got all of this moving many months ago, almost over a year ago, I think the conversation started. And to the Ministry of Public Works and Transport, huge thank you, because they have done an amazing job in helping us here. We could not have put these races on without the support here. Adam, I heard the fireworks last night. In fact, I could hear them from where I am. They were that impressive.
Yeah, the fireworks were something, and they had pyrotechnics and smoke at the award ceremony for the QS race, and then the proper fireworks show afterward. It really was an atmosphere of celebration here, and just the accommodations for the riders and the overall infrastructure around this event has been really, really impressive. We got big air-conditioned tents and everything you could want at a race. and in such a gorgeous environment too. I mean, you see, we got the mountainside here. You know, we're tucked into this quaint little village of Tamanique, not far from the beach. A lot of folks have been surfing days up before the event. I'm sure more folks will stick around. You know, a lot of crossover between skaters and surfers, so folks will be sticking around and surfing after the event, and you know, just riding motorcycles through the countryside. It really is a fantastic location for a race.
Volcanic activity for energy generation as well. Sorry, Adam.
No, I was just going to say, absolutely, the cornbread. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. We've been eating pupusas left and right, you know, for dinner. Pupusas and ceviche has pretty much been 80% of the diet here, so it's been awesome. You know, the food's delicious, the people are warm and welcoming, and yeah, just like I said, you really just couldn't ask for a better venue for a race.
Yeah, what a place to end the season, and we love it when the riders are looked after so well, and they do as well. One of the biggest fields we've ever had here across all the categories. Great to have inline as well. We're going to see them very, very soon. We had inline for the first time on WDSC in Erzincan. That was a bit of a baptism of fire with that course for inline. Welcome to WDSC. Here's Erzincan. Enjoy it. But it's another great location, a great track.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most intense courses you could possibly compete on. And like you said, baptism by fire for sure.
One of the great things about this season is the real variety of courses. We've had 5 races. It's the most that we've ever done. And we look back to Austria, the speed, the width, the quality of that the pavement in Austria was impressive. And then off to Erzincan. We know what we're getting in Erzincan. Then Isle of Man, totally different. What a welcome we had there. Park City was off the scale with the road quality. And now we are here in El Salvador to top it all off, to bring it all to a close. A season that started in June. It started with 3 races in about 4 weeks. We were all busy. And then that little break until Park City where we had huge numbers as well. Have you got a particular favorite moment yet that could still come, Adam?
Oh, from the
season?
From the season? Oh, gosh, it's hard to say. I mean,
put you on the spot.
Yeah, for me, I got to say, you know, racing in Austria this year, for me personally, was really fun. I mean, that was a really fast track. I think it was actually the fastest speed that I've ever personally recorded for myself, just over 70 miles an hour. So, really, really fun race, that one. You know, beautiful. And ultra high speed into drifts, and that one was in such a good setting and just such a good race. So that was probably my highlight for the year. And then since then, it's been a lot of time in the box with you watching the rest of this racing, which has been fantastic as well. I mean, just such good racing to watch. You know, we just got back from Park City not too long ago. That was a killer race, really tight heats, and a lot of them, a huge field of racers. Lots of folks came out of the woodworks, especially in the American race scene. So that was a really, really cool event to be a part of, and a fun one to get to watch live with you.
I mean, I've enjoyed it. This is our 3rd race together this season, and I hope we do many more together, Adam. Absolutely enjoying it, and I know you bring it all to life for those at home. You speak the language and doing an amazing job. So it's wonderful to be working alongside you. The season has delivered so many moments, hasn't it? I just think that the variety of courses that we've seen has been so good because it tests every skill that all of these riders have, and that is what a World Championship Tour should do.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a good mix of courses. You know, got some, you know, really fast, really challenging courses, and then some that are a little more on the manageable speed side and lended to some closer racing like Park City. So you've really seen a mix of everything, and that's been really cool. And it's nice to see some more races in the Americas this year. That's been really exciting. You get a different crop of racers, and especially getting, you know, finally something in Latin America, and you know, get to see some of the South American racers make it up here for that. And there's such a strong culture for the sport down there. It's really nice to get a good showing of you know, Colombian racers, Peruvian racers, Brazilians, everybody from that corner of the world that has such a history in the sport.
Yeah, I think this may be the most international field that we've ever had on WDSC, just because of the location and what everyone knew we were coming to here. Everyone had big expectations, and whilst, as you said, Park City brought so many of the US riders out of the woodwork, 1 or 2 maybe even out of retirement as well. and which was amazing to see. But the field here from all over the world, and that is a fantastic thing. So thank you to all of the riders. You have been, whether you've done one race or 5, these men and women, just putting themselves on the line, putting on a show, doing the sport that they love. And just a massive thank you, because you give us such amazing moments, amazing pictures as well to enjoy for everyone, either here at the venue or wherever you're watching around the world. So there is a patch of the course that is just a little wet, we are told. So there's a few conversations going on. They're just checking, ensure everything is safe. Andy Lally and Raggy English will be in the first quarterfinal. Just the two of them. They've got a bye here in the luge. Then it's Colby Parks, last year's world champion, in the next one. So just waiting. It looks like Will Stevenson's having a chat with the riders. It's not Will. Oh, that's Ty. Apparently, Will's not here. Sorry, Will. I hope you're watching. It's Ty, our man from Park City. All right, so both of these riders are progressing to the semi-finals. Andy Lally and Ryland Raggy English, man from Canada, are going to ride the course here. What they're going to do is feed back on the situation, and then we'll make a decision. You could see, apologies, I thought it was Will Ties there. Did a great job in Park City back in September. It's hard to tell from so high up on the drone. I'm not actually on the drone, but maybe one day, Adam, we'll commentate from a helicopter. Who knows?
Would love to.
Get
a flight around, get a free flight around the country.
I don't think I could do that. I'm not going to lie to you. Unless I was flying the thing, in which case I'd probably be all right. But I've never flown a helicopter, so they're probably not going to give me one. So we'll follow these guys down, I hope. Gives us a chance to take a look at the road. It is quite a dark road surface, so don't be alarmed if it looks wetter than it actually is. It's just a very dark surface, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah, it is. It's freshly resurfaced, so it looks really dark, so can look wet even when it's not. The road surface, I've heard, is a little similar to like when, for those who know, Tuna got resurfaced, so kind of similar to that pavement. If you're familiar with that, that's kind of what the look and feel of it is here.
So Andy Lally and Raggy English are going to get underway. This technically is the first quarterfinal, but it's more to just report on the situation. Andy Lally, well, let's think back to Park City, Adam, and what a final that was. Andy Lally and Abdul Madzan right down to the final turn. It was street luge at its absolute best, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was, and it's great to see Andy Lally back on the scene the last couple of years. You know, he's been around the sport for a really long time, but he stepped away and was really focused on a long career in racing cars instead of street luges. So it's great to see him, back on the course and back on a street luge and on a racing non-motorized. So that's just been a joy to watch him re-enter the sport.
Yeah, what a talent he is, whether it's in a car or on a street luge. The man can read a road, can read a racing line about as good as anyone on the planet. And this is effectively a little training run. But, of course, this will determine whether we get the losers down for their quarterfinals. There's 3 more heats to come. But there's a few differences, isn't there? What a loser will feel in terms of the road condition, how wet it is, and compared to the stand-up guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, such different methods of braking. I mean, obviously, no brakes on either one. So street lugers typically use their feet and stomp them down on the ground and get all their braking done by foot braking with both feet on the ground. And then skateboarders typically using a slide, like a power slide with one hand on the ground, drifting the board sideways. Of course, they can foot brake, but it's less common than with the street luge. That's their primary method of braking. So it is going to feel a little different, but these riders should be able to get a good feel for what the pavement is and kind of report back before they start sending all the rest of the heats for the quarterfinals here.
Bring back foot braking. Did we? Am I making this up? Did we see someone foot brake in Park City?
They did. Yeah, Lauren Roberson foot braked.
Yeah.
And you know what? I saw one yesterday actually as well. Trenton from Colorado went ahead and chucked a cheeky little foot brake about halfway down the course. It was pretty exciting.
It's coming back, folks. It's coming back. So Andy Lally crosses the line there. Nice, smooth run. I mean, to our eye, we're looking at the drone, so we're seeing the same pictures as you guys, folks. It looked all right. So hopefully we can progress with the next quarterfinals in the street luge, and then we'll progress on with the stand-up, and then the open inline quarterfinal as well before we take another break, and then it'll be semi-finals for everything, and then another break, and then consi finals and finals. We're in for the long haul, but why not? It's the final round of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship here in stunning El Salvador, our hosts that have just delivered for us. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Well, there's the scene at the start. I'm hoping to see 3 street lugers ready to go, Adam.
Yeah, me as well. I'd love to see this next heat go down. Although it looks like we may only have 2 on the line and maybe another bye. Looks like we've got Colby Parks and Camilo Montes on the line. No more Jakubiak, so it looks like it did not start from her. She's going to get a DNS for this heat.
Yeah, unfortunately she's not well and unable to race today, so we wish Maura all the best, and a real shame. But we have to move on. So Colby Parks and Camilo Montes ready to go. The rain has actually got a little heavier just in the last couple of moments, and you could see that on the drone shots as well. So that may just further delay things here. Well, not for these guys. The rain is on, but Colby Parks, last year's world champion, powers away. And whilst the lugers may be happy enough with a bit of rain, it may not be the case for the stand-up. Well, currently Colby Parks on 286 points. He's had 2 podiums this season, a 4th and a 5th. Unable to defend his title, but Colby Parks in this sport is always a man to watch out for, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Such a veteran racer. He's he's been in the sport forever, and he's just a real force. He's never one you can count out. So I'm curious to see how he takes this, essentially on-siding this in the rain. No practice runs, just straight to racing. Now, I know it's a bye, but probably still wants to get out in front and get that choice of position next time. So it's a real race heat, even when it's technically a bye, and both riders will advance through this round. But yeah, they're riding this basically just on site in the rain, one down in the bales. Camilo Montes already in the bales, so they are seeing the results of that wet pavement there, hoping he's all right. We'll see for when he gets up. Colby Parks still upright and, surely is feeling out the pavement changes here. That's a big change. I mean, and these wheels are really, even when they're cut for rain riding, they're really not much traction. So Camilo just getting into the bales there. Looks like he's up on his feet, so that's good to see. But so
good sign.
Is going to be a big change for the lines. I mean, no one skated this in the wet yet, to my knowledge. I'm sure the locals have ridden it in the off season, but no one here at this event has skated in the wet. So will be a big change for all the categories.
Well, Colby Parks out on his own here. This is now effectively another training run for Colby, and he knows the quality that we've got here with Andy Lally, Abdel Madzans here, Frederic Leberge from Canada has been quickly making a name for himself in this game. He's been dominant on the Canadian and North American series this season. So Colby Parks knows he's got his work cut out, and it's just looking at the lines, getting a feel for the road. But it's not raining everywhere on the course, is it? And that is what is making it really tricky.
That definitely makes it really challenging, because you don't know where it's wet and where it's dry and where it's somewhere in between, and so that's definitely going to add an element of challenge for these riders. And it may take a little while to dry out with how humid it is. And I don't see a ton of more rain. I'm just looking up at the sky here from my position. Doesn't look too ominous, so it's really hard to say if more rain is going to come in. We'll just have to wait and see there.
Yeah, we will have to wait it out at the mercy of the weather today. Whilst we're on a little break, the drones often struggle in the rain as well. Probably want to change some batteries. So we'll go for a quick break now and be back in a few moments' time. Hey folks, welcome back. The delay is over and we are ready to go racing. Ian Finley and Adam Westphal here in the commentary box. And this is heat number 3, quarterfinal 3 in the open street luge here at the Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City in beautiful El Salvador. LaBerge qualified in 3rd place. He is in red. Mujica from Colombia in green. Buitrago also from Colombia in blue. 3 riders, 2 going into semi-final number 2. We've already got the lineup for semi-final number 1. Andy Lally, Colby Parks, Raggy English, and Camilo Montes waiting in the first semi-final. The racing underway. The rain has stopped. It's a strong-looking start from Fred Laberge, the man out of Quebec, Canada. Announced himself on the WDSC scene in Park City with that 3rd place behind Madzan and the winner Andy Lally, and he's looking good again here, Adam. He is looking strong, looking fast on this course. So Laberge in top spot at the moment. The road has dried out and he's just looking to command his way down. Have we got you, Adam?
Yes, yep. I'm here with you. And yeah, what a race so far. Big move from Mujica Herrera early on there. Nice work from him, getting some space there. And it looks like Carlos Buitrago just barely staying on the luge there. Nice work from him, keeping that on, even with a little tap on the hay bales. Never what you want to see, but he kept it together. That was an impressive, impressive maneuver there, just keeping everything stable. Sometimes you just got to look down the road and say, okay, I'm just going to hold on and try to go straight. It looked like he hit it on the inside and on the outside there.
Good save. Good save from Buitrago. Well, Laberge in command in the jungle here in El Salvador. They are down there. We're having to just jump onto the high drone for a second. There he is, a place in the semi-finals where maybe Abdel Madzan is waiting, but we'll have to see if Abdel gets through his quarterfinal. He's got this one under control, has Laberge, and if he keeps racing the way he is racing, then I hope we see a lot more of him on WDSC in the future, because what an addition he has been to the scene from Park City onwards.
Yeah, huge start from the Bears here. He's looking really strong down this course. Not much of a competition for him in this round, but it's definitely going to heat up as we get further and further through these rounds, get into the semifinals next, and the pressure will absolutely be on for Frederic Laberge.
Well, he takes that one very, very comfortably. He goes in to the semifinals along with Mujica from Colombia. Coming across the line in second, Carlos Buitrago finishing in 3rd place in the heat. So we know 2 men in the second semi-final. Which 2 riders are going to join them, because waiting patiently, eagerly in the start, Abdel Madzan from Malaysia. What a comeback after that injury in Erzincan in 2024, nearly a year out, or about a full year away from racing almost. And he's come back strongly this season. Took the win in Erzincan, put the demons to bed, took the win in Aktamalizum in round number 1 as well. So Abdel Madzan, our man from Malaysia, one of the most successful athletes in this sport. He is in red, and Tatiana Hill in green from Canada. So it looks like just the 2 riders here in this one. So they are both going to progress. And Abdil has got some real competition this season, certainly in previous years as the tour was building. He really committed, and himself and Colby had been battling away. But this year, looking at this race, it is going to be tough because Andy Lally, Colby Parks, Raggy English and Camilo Montes in the first of the semi-finals, and LaBerge and Mojica already into the semi-finals, coming through their quarter-final. But for Madzan, he's a real calculated athlete, isn't he, Adam? Just studies the road, very much like Ulrich Becker does as well. Knows every inch of it almost before he goes out and races.
Yeah, super precision rider, absolutely. He really studies what he's doing and makes sure he knows every braking spot, down to the inch. And Tatiana Hill, known by our friends as Rose Hill, coming in behind him here, and going to see if she can just track some lines and track down the much more experienced Abdil Madzan. But love to see her race in the open category. That's a really awesome play from her to just go for it and race in that open category. And much younger rider than most of the rest of the category. So love to see her out and doing it. And with this bye, it looks like she's going to go on through to the semis. So love to see what she can do in the semifinals and see if she can mount a challenge on some of these guys who have definitely been in the sport a lot longer than she has. So a really exciting development there from her.
Yeah, Rose is riding really well here. Forget about Abdil. He's got all the experience in the world. But Rose was keeping Abdil in sights just for a good part of that race, that heat. Finished in ninth, just missing out on the semi-finals in Park City for Rose Hill, and is going to hit the semi-finals here in El Salvador. Just waiting on Madzan to cross the line. Oh, there's Rose Hill. The time gap's not massive here. This is effectively 2 qualifying runs, isn't it, from these 2 riders? And very, very strong performance from Abdil. He's committing on this one, isn't he? As is Rose Hill. They are both going, okay, this is our last chance to race without anyone alongside us. Let's give it everything.
Right. Make sure
losers always do.
Yeah, trying to make sure they've got their lines dialed, when there's no one beside them. And what I've heard consistently from the racers, just talking about, in the tents and whatnot, is that this race is really different side by side. People they're starting to feel comfortable solo, but just as they're starting to feel comfortable solo, now they're racing wheel to wheel, and that's a big difference.
Quick flick of the spreadsheet as we go back to the open skateboard here. Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City, El Salvador. I'll very quickly run you through the lineup. They're all tasty from here on out. Nick Broms in red. He has been the fastest man on this race course. And what a start from Broms there. We've got Cole Trotter in green, Bruno Spengler in blue, and Micaiah Harness, Mocha in yellow, who did really well coming out of that round of 32. He's at the back of the pack at the moment, but Nick Broms in the lead right now. But he's got company, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting into these rounds that are going to be really tight racing. These are all super talented riders. I mean, the whole field really, of course, is extremely talented riders, but getting down to where the times are going to be super, super tight. Obviously, Cole and Bruno just neck and neck right now. Cole just tracking right up behind Bruno Spengler, looking for any way around here in that slipstream. And then both of them really not far back off of Nick Broms. It looks like they may be able to even get a little bit of his draft and pull some of that, which is going to be huge for Spengler in second, to be able to have a little bit of draft to pull. Cole's pulling his draft, and if he has someone else's draft he can pull, it's definitely going to help him kind of maintain a little bit of a gap between himself and Cole Trotta, but still got work to do on the defensive end to make sure that he can stay in an advancing position here.
Sometimes your best defense is some offense, and that is what Nick Broms has got to keep doing here, because he's going to get put under pressure by Bruno Spengler and Cole Trotter if he's not careful. At the moment, it's Spengler in the qualifying spot. I think Broms has just pinched that turn beautifully, carrying the speed through these sweeping sections. There's a water bottle, there's a table, there's Nick Broms in the lead, and he's extended the lead here in this quarterfinal.
Yeah, he's built himself quite a nice buffer, so we're really looking at this ultra-tight battle for second place here. Cole Trotta needing to make something happen. They're getting towards the end of the track. If he's going to find his way into an advancing position, he's going to have to do it right about now. and it's going to be tough to make anything happen with what he's got left. Just a couple of meaningful turns left here to get something done, try to break a little bit later.
There was a rider in the bales there, but there is Nick Brahms, the #1 qualifier, winner of the QS race. A look over his shoulder. He's got this one sewn up. Cole Trotter has grabbed second place. Spengler into the bales. Didn't quite see what happened. And Micaiah Harness comes through in third place. So Brahms and Trotter through into the semi-finals. A massive shame for Spengler. He was in a qualifying position, but this racing is tough.
I'm hoping we can get a replay of that. I missed him going into the bales, so I have to see what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't see him go in. We just seen, I think it was Micaiah actually go past. So apologies, folks, but Spengler finishing in fourth place. All going to plan for Nick Brahms. Is he the favourite? And coming through the QS race. Well, he's not going to be a QS rider for much longer, is he? Looking ahead to next season, Nick Brahms surely will be straight into the CT. But he's had that experience, hasn't he? He's been coming through the heats yesterday. More qualifying time, more runs under pressure. We can talk about that a little bit later, Adam. I want to introduce the next heat. This is a tasty one, isn't it? They all are. I've already said that. I'll say it again, though, because it's true. Owen Fox, Oscar Gutierrez, Fox in red, Gutierrez in green. 4th and 5th, they qualified. Fox taking that rider's left lane. Patrick Stoll in blue, and Isnaida Osorno from Colombia in yellow. All of these riders are on form here, and that did look like a false start.
Yeah, it looked like a false start, probably on Owen there. Hard to say exactly, but it did look like got off the line just a little bit early. And let's see here.
Yeah, that's on Owen.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy. I said he was rider's left. He's not. He's that sort of middle left lane.
You could see him hesitate, too. He's like, oh, are they going to call it, or do I need to start kicking?
Okay, second time of asking. Let's see if we get away. Fox in red, Gutierrez green, Stoll in blue, Osorno in yellow, and it's another strong kick from Owen Fox. And in the round of 32, he shifted across to the right and pinched that line in the first turn. He's done that again. That is textbook from Owen Fox, because this is a heat that is full of quality, and he's built a small advantage through the opening section, but the battle may be behind him. Although Fox not quite getting away too quickly in the end, actually. He's still got company.
Yep, and Pat Stoll up in second there. He's been having a good run at it. Ever since he made finals at Roan Mountain last year, it seems like he's gained a little confidence, feeling a little more comfortable with himself, and recognizing that he belongs higher up in some of these heats. So he's comfortable up in second. But Oscar Gutierrez hot on his tail, and looking like he's pulling some speed there and going to try to find a way around. You saw a little bit of wobble as he almost tapped the bales there. As Snyder now finding his way up through into a third place spot. He's going to just slip by Gutierrez and up into the draft of Stoll. All three very much in touch with each other here in the back half of this race. Owen Fox, of course, pulling himself a little bit of a lead there.
Well, Fox is in command of this one, but the battle is hotting up for second place and a spot in the semi-finals. Gutierrez trying to take a different line. He's carried a bit of speed. He's got to be careful here. Has to put the brakes on. We're still fighting for that last spot in the semi-finals. Fox is in command at the moment. Patrick Stoll riding superbly in second place. Have we lost the rider? I think we have. We're on the high drone. So just the 3 men left standing at the moment. And it's Osorno, I believe, that we've lost it from the race. So Patrick Stoll still in second, but Fox in the lead.
Yeah, Oscar looked like he was gonna find a way to pull around Pat Stoll there, but Pat Stoll's played some excellent defense here and has ended up doing really well. Oscar gets through.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's come through
found
into
a way
second.
there. Just around Pat Stoll. We're getting very close to the finish line, so amazing move. There he is. He pulled it off. Nice pass from Oscar Gutierrez there. That was a phenomenal pass to slip up through into the semifinals there. He'll be happy with that one.
Well, Osorno finished second in the QS race yesterday behind Nick Brahms. Fourth here. He's had a problem in the semi-final. What a move it was from Gutierrez. We know he's got the pace on this course. Finished 5th, qualified in 5th place. He is into semi-final number 1, along with Nick Broms, Owen Fox and Cole Trotter. Harry Clark in red. Patrick Doherty in green. Barbizzi in blue. Garrett Bellinger from the USA in yellow. 3 men that, Doherty 27th in qualifying, Barbizzi 11th, Bellinger 19th, Clark 3rd. You make Clark the favourite, but this is head-to-head racing. Anything can and usually does happen. That was on Harry, surely.
Yeah, looked like it was. He pretty strong kick out there, but definitely in front of the rest of the group.
Just taking a look back on the replay. There he goes. Okay. Got to look for the edge. So lined up again. Clark in red, Doherty green, Barbizzi in blue, Bellinger in yellow. 2 world champions in this quarterfinal 3. Powerful start from Clark. Barbizzi settles into 2nd place. Garrett Bellinger up into 3rd, and Doherty at the back of the pack at the moment, if I'm reading that correct, Adam.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And all staying pretty well in touch here. Harry Clark in front, no surprises there, but Stefano hot on his tail, really, really close here, definitely in the draft. And, those two are going to look to try to build a little bit of a buffer. Doherty looking for a way up the inside of Garrett Bellinger there. We'll see how that pans out for him. It looked like he was just sneaking up the inside. Curious to see who ended up pulling away with that.
Yeah, real commitment there on that pass. But the top 2, well, it's worked for Doherty. He's up into 3rd place. But he's got 2 of the best in this game ahead of him. And for Bellinger, just got to settle in here. Okay, bit of a gap for him. Get in Doherty's slipstream, because we've seen a few things happen further down on this race course. But right now, Clark, the winner from Park City, last year's world champion. What a season it was. He couldn't quite repeat this year, but he's still been in the mix, hasn't he? I mean, it took so much out of him last year. The commitment, the effort to go undefeated in everything he did. And he's in the lead here.
Yeah, such an impressive season from him last year, and he's still got the heat this year, no doubt about it. Looks like Doherty in the bales there, just couldn't quite get around that turn, and ended up in the hay bales. Hoping he's all right. We'll see if we cut back to him and see if we can get him on his feet. And now Harry Clark and Stefano Barbizzi with not much pressure from the back. They should be able to hold this one to the line.
Well, we said if they were going to go all the way, they're going to have to go all the way together, such as the way that it panned out after qualifying. They were together in the round of 32, and they're going to be together in the semi-finals. Harry Clark and Stefano Barbizzi well in control of this quarterfinal number 3. Just a few more turns. Well, no more turns to negotiate. It's hard to get your place on this course, isn't it? But no problems there from those two, and they were racing a little bit harder. There is Patrick Doherty on his feet, all looking okay. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's good to see him up and riding, so he must be feeling good. Just a quick crash, and then he's back up, but unfortunately out of the race for today.
Yes, Bellinger, I think, has gone down, but just can't see. Yeah, but maybe did Bellinger follow him in? Yeah, Bellinger followed him into the bales. Okay, one more quarterfinal to go, and then it's inline time. Looking forward to that. Paynell, the world champion, already got it sewn up. And he's got Carlotti, a man that he knows well, alongside him in this one. William Rubin from Brazil, and Santiago Gonzalez Salaberry from Argentina wears yellow. So Paynell, who qualified in 2nd place, has the red leg sleeve on. He's in that middle left lane. Carlotti choosing that far right-hand lane. That looked almost like a false start there, but that's just to my eye. Yeah, but Gonzalez Salaberry gets away very, very quickly. I'd like to see that again, but it's put Frenchie Paynell under a little bit of pressure, and he's down in 3rd place, side by side. Now he gets up into 2nd.
Rubin not looking to give him any room, but Paynell takes it anyway. Slots up into second behind Gonzalez Santaberry. Not a position that Paynell's used to being in. He's used to, he's been kicking out front all season, not seeing many taillights. So a little bit of pressure on him. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts to that, but it looks like he's already putting the pressure on Gonzalez Santaberry. He's going to look to get out of this situation quickly and build himself a lead. Just
as
so
you said,
close there.
Yeah, all three of these riders, quality riders, they always are at this stage of a race. But Paynell has got to be careful because Carlotti is on one, isn't he? And Carlotti in the draft of Paynell, but Paynell in the draft of Gonzalez Salaberry. Three riders side by side, and some nice defense from Gonzalez Salaberry. But the two Frenchmen round either side of him, and from first to third, almost. Oh, we got a rider down there. Paynell, I think, is still on his feet. We'll have to see. There is Paynell and Carlotti first and second. I think it must have been Gonzalez Salaberry that went down.
And you could see him air braking just a little when they went 3 wide. Salaberry saying, I'm not sure I need this, 3 wide on a track like this, trying to eject and try to mount a challenge later. It looked like he was wise to try to get out of that
another
situation.
rider in the bales there. Sorry, Adam. Another rider in third went into the bales. Just want to get a close-up just to check on the two Frenchmen, but they will fight for every inch on the road. Well, there's Paynell, all safe in what has been a bit of a battle, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. No gimme heat here, although Paynell classically finds his way into the first place spot. He's really good at doing that. He finds ways to win heats.
I know the production crew are listening. I'd love to see the start again. Look at Carlotti. He's having some fun out there, isn't he? The two Frenchmen are going to go into the semi-final. What a semi-final 2 lineup. Harry Clark, Stefano Barbizzi, Antoine Carlotti, Adrian Paynell. Wow.
And we'll see if we get some other riders on their feet passing through here soon. Hopefully both riders are okay.
So Gonzalez Salaberry crosses the line in third. No sign of William Rubin yet, the man from Brazil. Here's the start again. Was it just my eyes, or was this it might. I can't hear the start call, so I don't know. But the man in yellow got away very quickly.
It's hard to tell without
hard
the
to
feed.
tell. Yeah. Make your own guesses. Either way, they didn't call it, so it counts. Still no sign of Rubin. Let's take a look back at the crash. It might be from the high drone, but we'll get a look back at it anyway, Adam.
Can see one down. Can't quite see where the second rider went down there. We saw 1 for 2. So somewhere along the way, there was another rider in the bales, but couldn't quite see it from that view.
Are you ready for some inline?
I am ready for some inline.
Okay, so we hear there's an ambulance needed on the track for, we believe it will be William Rubin, who we haven't seen. I've not seen cross the line yet, so there will be just a little delay at the moment. Let's see the crash again of William Rubin. Just caught it. And we'll take a look back on the replay to see what happened. We just hope he's okay. The ambulance is going to head onto the course, so there will be a little delay. It was a high-speed crash. It's a long sweeping part, and he just came sort of straight into the bales. Lost the line at him.
Yeah, it looked like it just wound out a little bit too far there.
Well, the medical teams here have been working. They've been fantastic. Lots of ambulances up there. And for a lot of people in this part of the world, this sport is completely new, but they've learned fast, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely they haven't. So hopefully William Rubin's all right there. We'll report back if we get any information on that. And let's cut away for a quick commercial break here.
So just on a break at the moment, there's an ambulance on the course making its way down here at the Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City, El Salvador, the final stop, of course, of the 2025 World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Takes a lot of people to put these events on, a huge commitment, a huge effort. You can see the amount of hay bales. We've already talked about that on this course. This is how this sport should be presented. But it's also a big crew as well. Little chance for me to say a huge thank you to the crew that we've worked alongside all season, who do an amazing job they're out in all weathers, all conditions. It takes a lot to line this hill with fiber optic, and the guys that are flying the drones, working in the production tent, fixing things, sorting things. Just a massive thank you to all of the crew that have worked unreal long days all season long. And it's not just on race day, it's days before the event as well. So big thank you to all the production crew as well. Massive amount of work that goes on. And also got to say a big thanks to our man. He sits on his own at the bottom. Not you, Adam, but Chris McBride, because he is sitting on his own almost every race, working the timing, updating the brackets. And to be honest, these brackets just make our lives so easy, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And he's putting in the hard work at every race, so we appreciate him and everything he does. And take another view at just the countryside here. Again, we were in such a beautiful place. And Ian, I got to say, you really missed out on one. I tell you, of the races to miss, it's a shame to miss the one in beautiful El Salvador.
I know. I'm not there, folks. I'm thousands of miles away. Not that you can tell, can you? And I'm not jealous at all of everybody out there. Here's a little look at the race village. This is what El Salvador has put on for us. Adam, you're there. Talk us through the setup for these that has been put together here.
Yeah, it's like nothing that I've ever seen in this sport. I mean, we've got the infrastructure that they put in for this. I mean, you can see the multiple tents there, air-conditioned tents, and we've got a area just for the media to work, an area for the riders to do their stretching and change their wheels and do everything they need to do, as well as an outdoor seating area just to relax and kick back with a beverage after the day's done. Got the jumbotron, we got the stage, we got a mini ramp, a half pipe for skating. So it's really it's everything you could want in a race venue and more. Like I said, it's at a level that we really haven't seen in the sport yet. So the amenities that they've got for the riders and for the spectators both has just been fantastic there. And you can see riders getting after it on the mini ramp, a little back feeble there. And it's just, you can tell the vibes are just good. People hanging out, having a good time. And we got Electrolit, the sponsor for this event, one of our sponsors here. Appreciate them. They keeping everybody hydrated on site. And it's just been
it's
fantastic.
What it's all about, isn't it, Adam? As you said, nothing like this before. It sets a new benchmark, doesn't it? What these riders want, and the more they have races like this. Sorry to certain people listening, this is what they're going to expect every race. But the people have come out and supported at the event. Nico, I can see, is still hard at work. The man never stops, does he? There, just on the right-hand side of your screen. There's a look inside the one of the tents there. If you're watching, give us a wave. I'm all the way back just outside London, folks. So it's a long way for me to be beaming my voice around El Salvador. Huge thanks to the guys at Spalk who have been hooking us up with the setup here. It's working pretty well, folks. Of course, I wish I was out there. I miss the crew. I miss all the riders. You guys are all awesome. Missing yourself, Adam, and the little bits of banter that we have when the mics are off as well, and the odd after party. Let's not talk about Park City.
Well, we miss you here, too. It's definitely a different energy without you here, but glad to have your voice remotely.
Well, here are the trophies that we're playing for. The championship trophies are going to be handed out today, along with the race individual awards as well. I actually took some of them out to Park City as well, or maybe that was just the Park City ones. But beautiful trophies available here, but you got to earn it, and we are waiting for the inline quarterfinals, and then it will be semi-final time, and then the finals, the Consi finals and finals. So beautiful trophies, a beautiful part of the world, amazing people that have welcomed us here. Huge thank you to all of the sponsors as well. Another chance to give a massive shout out to the President's Office for their support, stepping in, providing accommodation and food, putting dinners on for the riders, really just looking after us and giving us all, or you all, a wonderful welcome. But I got a cup of tea here in my office at home, so it's all good. Ministry of Tourism as well, big thank you for helping get the ball moving, getting us going with running this race. It takes so much effort. I know the crew had been over here in advance checking it all out. It took more than one trip to get everything signed and the road check. And the Ministry of Public Works and Transport, huge thank you to them for all of their support in the build-up and during this race. We're hearing that the ambulance is making its way off of the track. It shouldn't be too long till we get started again, and we just hope everything's okay with William Rubin. Wish him all the best. We don't want to see any ambulances, but this is a brutal sport at times, and to everyone that's out there doing it, much respect. Anyone that's picked up an injury, unable to race today for whatever reason, we miss you and hope that you are okay and on the mend very quickly.
Yeah, we've had quite a few injuries here. Really, too many to name, unfortunately. I'd love to shout out. Oh, we've just got the ambulance coming by me now. If you hear the siren, but we've got. I'd love to shout out everyone who has been taken out, unfortunately, this weekend. But like you said, it's a brutal sport. I mean, these riders put it on the line every time they get on the start line there, and they know what they sign up for. They know the consequences. It's happened to the best of them. So, best to anyone who's taken a big hit this weekend, and hopefully that's the last of the ambulances we see for the day.
Got to say as well, if you want to see like POV shots from the racing, head onto Instagram and then follow the various links from the Instagram stories, and you can see the racing from different angles as well. We're bringing it all to you here, season to season, things changing, different technologies coming in. 2 commentators again. Makes my life a lot easier having you here, Adam. I'm loving it. And new locations as well. When you think about what we've done this season, Axamalism was new, Isle of Man was new, Park City was new, El Salvador is new. It's always tough bringing the whole operation to places you've never been before. It's because you've just got to learn how things work in each place. So big up to everybody that has put this series on. A lot of people don't see the hard work, but I know just how much is going into putting this series on and what a product that we have. So, boss man, I know you're listening. You're doing great. Keep it up. So just waiting for the things to get underway. Those inliners, they're eager, they're keen. This could be quite a lot of fun, couldn't it, on this course?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a strong contingent from Colombia here. It's great to see all the South American riders getting out. The inline crew, big scene in Colombia, and they're showing out well here. Some riders from Mexico as well, Venezuela, Italy. So we got a good showing, but definitely an impressive group from Colombia.
Well, Carlos Quiroga is in the red. You can see him on the far right-hand side. He was our winner from the first ever inline category of the WDSC. That was in Erzincan back in June. Roquina was second on that day, followed by a man from Greece, Pirovolu, who's not made the trip here. Also in this heat, alongside Quiroga, is Armando Hernandez from Mexico. Agueldo Sanchez in blue, Anderson Zuluaga, apologies if I'm getting that wrong, in yellow. And with so many Colombians here, they all know each other, don't they? They all know the racing, so this is going to be hot. This is going to be very tasty. Getting some shots there. Sinan, our man, working on he'll be editing together the highlights. And don't forget, it won't be too long until the highlights are out and available for you, being distributed to TV networks around the world. And you can see things from a different angle. But I know if you're tuning in now, it's because you want to see it live as it happens. So we're lined up for the first of the quarterfinals. 4 quarterfinals for the in the open inline category. Just getting the beeps sorted. They've been waiting patiently. And we will hopefully be racing again in a matter of seconds. Well, Quiroga looking to go 2 from 2 on WDSC. I think Italian, maybe Tiziano Ferrari. Watch out for him today. Camilo Barrera will go in the third. He qualified in second place. There's a lot of talent out there just waiting on the command to go. It looks like GoPros are on, and we're going to get lined up for the first of the inline quarterfinals. Quiroga in red, the top qualifier on rider's right of the road. You see the different start technique, and then it's a real sprint, and Quiroga getting away okay, but it looks like Agueldo Sanchez is going to slot into second place behind Quiroga. And now you see them get into there's a real mixture of styles, isn't there, on the inline? Some of it coming from a little bit from alpine skiing. I used to do a lot of training on the skates in the off-season when I was an alpine ski racer, so some of it's quite familiar to me, and the lines are different as well, Adam, aren't they? Totally different racing line.
Yeah, it really is and we looks like a little pass up the inside there. Yeah. Nice work making the pass up the inside, getting it done early. But yeah, like you were saying, the lines are very different, and they can skate out of turns. They can accelerate in areas where a skateboarder or luge simply can't accelerate. So always impressive to see these guys ripping out. One down in the bales.
Zulaga is down, and Agueldo Sanchez leaping over him. At the front of the race, we've got Quiroga, Nino, and Armando Hernandez. But that's the other advantage as well on inlines. You can just leap over somebody.
Apparently, if you're of that caliber, you can just hop right over and then skate back up to speed.
I've never seen anyone on a skateboard ollie over somebody else. No. I've not seen that yet. Nope. You never know. There's still time.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, but not yet. Yeah, nice move from Agueldo Sanchez there. It looks like Quiroga and Hernandez going to cruise away with that one.
So Quiroga, we believe, still at the front of the race right now, and working their way down through the course. The sun is out again, drying up any remaining damp patches on this tight but long race course, over 2 kilometers in length. It is tough, it is brutal, the conditions here. It's hot, it's quite humid. Puts a real strain on all of the riders. Well, there is the man in red, Quiroga. He is in the lead, and Agueldo Sanchez is down. There's a bit of hay on the course as well. We'll get that swept up. And looks like a bit of a battle maybe for second place. We'll just, nope, not anymore. Just keep an eye on things and see who's going to cross the line in second. It is the man from Mexico, Armando Hernandez. Yeah, there's Chris just hiding under the banner. I hope he's got sun cream on. Or a hat. Coming through in third, Zuluaga and Agueldo Sanchez in fourth. Let's look back at the replay.
You can just see that slide. Nice control of the crash there, though. Excellent body awareness. Those crashes can be just catastrophic. So nice work to just get low, stay tight, and avoid any, seemingly avoid any major injuries.
Well, looking back at another replay, this was the interesting one, wasn't it? Agueldo Sanchez here, leaping over, hopping over the man that went down, Zulaga from Colombia. It's all action, isn't it? But we're ready to go with quarterfinal number 2. Gomez Barajas in yellow, Restrepo Munoz in green, Alejandro Torres in blue, Gomez Agudelo in yellow. All 4 of these athletes coming from Colombia. Restrepo Munoz getting a good start, as has Gomez Barajas. Has he got the line, the man in red? Oh, just squeezing right and having to sprint out the turn.
Letting him know there, hey, I'm here, I'm on your inside, I'm about to come through. Gives him a couple claps and then takes away the position. It's a nice pass there. Looks like these two are going to be going side by side for a while here. I don't think we've seen the last of the battle up in the front of this pack here.
No, the lead changing hands at the moment. It's Restrepo Munoz, but Gomez Barajas getting past, and now the man in red, apologies, other way around, Gomez Barajas in the lead, Restrepo Munoz in second at the moment. I'll get it right. It is green followed by red. Over to you, Adam.
Yeah, and you can see him just powering out of those turns. I mean, the cardio on these guys is phenomenal. And Gomez Agarello looking to make some kind of move up here in the third, see if he can slot up in a second and find his way into an advancing position into the semifinals. But he's got work to do if he wants to make it into that second spot.
Well, this one's all coming back together a little bit, isn't it? It's not over yet. This is going to be a really tasty final big commitment there coming into this left-hand turn. Beautiful pass, but he's got to see it out. He's hanging on for dear life through one of the slower speed turns on the bottom section of this course. There's still a lot to play for. You can see how quickly things can go wrong in this sport. We've seen all sorts of carnage already. All four riders, though, still on their feet here. It is Restrepo Munoz, I believe, in first place.
Yeah, I believe so. And you can see these riders just braking by sliding. Of course, in the WDSC, there's no mechanical brakes allowed, so any braking they are going to do has to be from sliding sideways. And you can see Restrepo Munoz and Gomez Barajas in first and second there. Looking like they're probably going to take it away to the end there. Nice work from the two of them. It was a battle to get there, but they ended up being able to pull it out.
Yeah, some great racing in that second quarterfinal. The man who qualified in 8th place, Restrepo Munoz, taking it and goes into the semi-final along with Nicola Gomez Barajas, who finished in second place. Moving on to quarterfinal number 3, and they're lined up just about ready to go. Camilo Barrera will wear the red leg sleeves. He's chosen far left lane there. Qualified in 3rd place, Johan Alzate in green, Santiago Mea Ochoa in blue, and Tiziano Ferrari in yellow, representing Italy, the lone European in the inline category. So here we go, and a great start for Barrera in red, and Alzate in green. Looks like he's joining us. There's somebody maybe not happy with something out of the start there, but perhaps just playing it easy. Brakes are on already, so that's not a great sign.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had a technical problem or if he was trying to call for a false start there. But certainly something happening in the backfield there. But for now, Barrera leading the charge. He's not backing down. Looking powerful through the double righty there. In a battle for second, we've got Ochoa trying to chase down Alzate, see if he can make something happen. He's got some work to do, though.
Well, going to see so far, but Barrera knows things. This is not over until it is over. The man who qualified in 3rd place, being put under a little bit of pressure here. It'd be interesting just to see the start again.
Oh, rider down.
No. Yeah, that's Alzate that is down. He's brought Ochoa down with him as well. So now these two have got to get back on their feet and sprint.
And it looks like Alzate getting away from that a little bit quicker, just got up and got a few extra kicks in there. Able to maintain that 2nd place spot. Good to see them both getting up so quickly. And now Barrera with a strong lead, unlikely to feel much pressure for the rest of this heat. He should be cruising on into the semifinals. But the battle for second still very much real. Ochoa still in touch with this race. See if he can get around Alzate somewhere in the back half of this course.
Well, more chaos, more carnage. But Camilo Barrera back into that aerodynamic tuck position. Get those elbows in, drop those hips. That's how we do it in ski racing. And he takes, for him, what was a relatively comfortable quarterfinal and goes into the second of the semifinals. Alzate is going to come through in 2nd place. I've had a message in This one is just for Will Stevenson's kids. I can confirm that Will is at home watching, because they were worried because I made a mistake earlier. So sorry about that. Yeah, your dad is at home with you in Pembrokeshire. He's there. It's okay. Okay, so Barrera and Alzate into the second of the semi-finals. We've got. Let's just take a look back here. Nope. Is this the replay?
See if we get another cut of this crash here.
Oh yeah, just right around. It looked like he was setting up to brake, wasn't he? And then maybe just hooked the wheel a little.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he just high-sided a little bit there, and then Okoa right on into the back of him, catches a piece of that crash, and then they stay true to seed for the rest of the run.
So one more quarterfinal to go. Delgado Restrepo qualified in second place. He wears the red leg sleeves, choosing that middle right lane. And a man qualified in sixth, Danny Barrera, to his left in green. Barrera in blue, and Hernandez is not at the start, so just the three riders in this one. Getting ready, getting lined up under the command of Ty with the beeps. Delgado Restrepo. The other half of the draw, rerun the fun, re-rack them.
False start there from Danny Barrera.
He knew it. Okay, we've had one. Line them up again.
And usually, once you see one false start, they tend to it gets your nerves. It's difficult to get a clean start after that to get a nice powerful start. So we'll see how he does here if it affects his nerves on this start.
Well, it doesn't look like it has done too much. He's got
with
away very quickly. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. That was a powerful start. You can see why he qualified in sixth place in such a stacked inline field. But all going to plan so far here. Just the three men in this heat. And I love seeing that sprint out of the turn. Adds a totally different dynamic to the racing in the
Barrera
inline.
now feeling the pressure. Had a strong kick out, but you can tell one down in the bales. Barrera now getting away clean, running away. Says, thank goodness I wasn't a part of that. Let me see if I can just get away from all the action here.
It's one of these disciplines, isn't it, where you just never know where things are going to happen. And there's a real battle here. This is the battle we want to focus on for a place in the semi-finals. Just the three men, but two of them, one's away down the road, and two of them are still fighting for that second spot. And they're side by side, aren't they? Just having to cut to the high road through this section, folks. It is so tough to bring any sort of pictures when the landscape, when the geography is what it is. And the crew have done an amazing job just to bring anything, to get us anything from this race. Because that drone signal in the trees is not an easy thing to get. So Delgado, we've seen Delgado. There's Ojeda in blue.
So Ojeda must have found a way to build himself a lead on Barrera. Still no Barrera in sight.
So back to the high drone. We've had one minor issue with the drone. We're just fixing that at the moment. It is tricky out there. Our drone pilots do an unreal job as well. They've got the goggles on like all day. It's tough. You should speak to them afterwards. Disappointed that I can't, although maybe I'll send them a message because they're working hard out there. So just looking for, there is Danny Barrera. And he is looking very, very comfortable. After the false start, got away very well. And comes through. He takes it into the big final. Chris just popping his head up. And Delgado's going to come through now in second place. So we've got our lineup for the semi-finals for the open inline. Little gesture there from Ojeda. Disappointed. Let's look back.
And just
Barrera
can't
was
quite
lucky,
make
wasn't
it
he?
around there, yeah.
Nearly got taken out, so. But in the end, goes through along with Delgado Restrepo in second place. More of the beautiful landscape. There's a few grey clouds lurking around. Rain, we do not need you. So with that section underway, we're going to take a little break. Let's go and take a look now at a thrilling Erzincan skate race from back in June, and then we will be back with the semi-finals. Welcome back, folks. We are getting ready for the semi-finals, and we're starting with the open luge semi-final. Then it'll be skate. Then we'll go into women's inline and open inline. Andy Lally's ready. He's always ready. I'm wondering if Mr. Adam Westfall is ready, or is the mute button still on? Sorry, Adam. I had to.
Nope, it's off this time. We're locked and loaded, ready to go. And I cannot wait to watch this luge semifinals. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be electric. Andy Lally, Colby Parks, Raggy English, Camila Montez in the first one. That's it's going to be a heater already. So we got a lot of good semifinal racing coming up. This is where it really starts to come alive. The heats are all close. They're all a good battle. So I, for one, am really, really excited to watch these go down. We still no rain coming. Some gray clouds in sight, but so far we're still dry. So that's a nice touch, and we're looking forward to some racing.
Let's keep it dry, but let's keep the racing hot. And we're getting ready. Semi-finals, you can see just in the background all that space sheltered area for the riders to sort their wheels out and everything. And yeah, first of the luge semi-finals, Andy Lally, Colby Parks, Raggy English, Camilo Montez. These are all going to be super, super hot because we are at the business end of today's race. Top two into the final. Third and fourth go into the Consi final. The race you don't want to be in, but if you end up in that Consi, you want to try and win it. There's, some dancing going on. I love it. I love the atmosphere, the camaraderie in this sport. It was, nice to see. Who was in the middle of that? Haz? Yeah, looks like you were involved. Okay, so Colby Parks is walking towards the start line. Andy Lally, he's been waiting patiently on the line, is he? Or is he taking a look back? There he is. I think that is Mr. Lally getting back on that luge. He's going to have first lane choice. Qualified first. Parks qualified fourth. Raggy English fifth. Montez in eighth place. So there are the four riders. I think they have chosen their lanes just about. And it's a few handshakes. All very polite at the start, as you'd expect. Will it be that way once the racing gets underway? Parks and Lally, so experienced in this game. They are lining up now, but they know anyone at this stage of a race has ridden well. You cannot take it easy. You can't think, it's all right, I've got this one. They will be giving it absolutely everything. And the first of the semi-finals gets underway. Not the best of starts from Colby Parks, but Lally powering away. Raggy English on the right-hand side of the road might just be about to lose the position to Colby Parks. He's going to try and settle in second place, get in the slipstream of Andy Lally, who rode a beautiful line through that first turn. But Adam, it's going to seed so far, but a long way to go in this semi-final.
Yeah, no doubt. And with Raggy English so close up behind Colby Parks, he's going to be pressuring to try to find some way to get around here. You can already tell he's sneaking out of the slipstream to see if he's got enough speed. You know, he's getting around outside there. Is he going to make something happen? Not quite. It almost cuts in on him, too. He is really itching to find a way to make a pass here.
Yeah, he's looking good. You see him just taking a tighter line. Colby Parks is good at defense, though, and makes himself very big on the road. But these two, fourth and fifth in qualifying, and are battling hard for a place in the final. And look at this, Raggy English in the slipstream of Colby Parks. Which way is he going to go? He's going to try and dive down the inside. Colby Parks, though, just shuts the door nicely. Is there another opportunity for Raggy English through this next section? No, Parks has got the speed. Lally is off and away in this one. Here might be a chance. Too far behind there, though.
I tell you, it's like Colby's got eyes in the back of his head. Everywhere you see Raggy looking to make a move, Colby seems to already be in that spot just a second later. So he's covering the road really, really well right now. Raggy's going to have to find a little bit of pace. It's tough. Once you get too close in the draft, you almost don't have any acceleration to use anymore. And so maybe now he's got a little bit of space, so Raggy will try to reel that back in, and Raggy in the bails.
Raggy English out of the race. Colby Parks now has second place to himself. Lally is on one here, as he usually is, and is powering away. And for Colby Parks, well, he was in a real battle early on, and that's the danger, isn't it, Adam? Where you, for Raggy English there, you're having to put so much pressure. You're trying to find any inch of road that you can, and you have to take risk. It hasn't paid off.
Yeah, you know, at a certain point, if you press too much, you just run out of road at a certain point, and that seems like maybe what happened to Raggy English there. But Andy Lally, Colby Parks will be cruising through that one cleanly and comfortably. No pressure for them. They'll be on to the finals.
Andy Lally into the final, and there is Raggy English. Put up a good fight, but it wasn't to be. So Parks and Lally into the final. Who is going to join them in that final? Montez will finish in fourth place. Haven't seen them yet, but let's hope all okay for Camilo Montez. Let's take a look back at the replay here where English goes into the bales.
And you can see he almost makes it. He just doesn't quite get around on. Not the first crash we've seen in that turn. It's a tricky one. And you know, he got the braking zone done. He turned in well. It just reeled out a little bit further than he meant to. And that'll be the end of his race. Unfortunately, he'll still go to the Conti finals, but no finals for Raggy English.
Conti final for Raggy English and Camilo Montez now second of the luge semi-finals. Abdel Madzan qualified in second place, finished in second behind Andy Lally in Park City. LaBerge is in green. LaBerge on the far left-hand side of the road. Rose Hill in blue to the right of Madzan. And Mojica Herrera in yellow, qualified in seventh place out of Colombia. On paper, you would say Madzan and LaBerge here. But this is the WDSC. This is Street Luge. We have been treated to some epic battles this season, and we're going to see more of the same here. Lightning quick hands from Abdel Madzan. LaBerge is a bigger man. Might take a few extra seconds to get up to speed, but once he is up to speed, he is quick. And sitting now in the draft, in the slipstream of Abdel Madzan, and that is usually not a bad place to be because he is so good at reading the lines.
Yeah, and LaBerge with his huge size, he'll be able to stay in that draft even from a little bit of ways out. So he should be able to make something happen here. Now Rose Hill with a little bit of time to make up if she wants to be in the mix and try to get in a finals position. She's going to have to find a way to grab a double draft or something off the two of them and try to make something happen. Otherwise, these two are looking like they're running away with it pretty good. Abdel, fantastic start from Abdel. He really, a lot of power out of the gate there. A huge start from him. Rose Hill, just seeing her feet come in there. She's pulling up on Frederick LaBerge.
So, and LaBerge, he gives you a lot of space, room to slipstream, doesn't he? And Rose Hill's a little smaller, can maneuver that street luge really well and almost makes the pass. LaBerge shutting the door on Rose Hill, but she is going to try and get this place back or get into second place through the next turn. It hasn't happened yet, but she is putting some serious pressure on LaBerge. Madzil at the front on his own, and now as the speed builds, this is where LaBerge is starting to pull away again, but Rose Hill not out of it yet.
Yeah, Rose pressuring so hard through that section, really looking for a pass there, and she's dropped back just a little bit now, and hopefully can wind up another attack if she can get some acceleration off the draft, but she's going to need to find some draft there and a way to increase that pace just a little bit if she wants to try another attack there.
Well, she can work through these sweeping turns, being lighter, just less pressure on the board, whereas LaBerge has got to work really hard to go through these turns. And you can see that Rosehill, I think, is closing the gap again. Abdel Madzan, I do beg your pardon, is going to take this one. See, blasting past us through the fixed camera. Madzan's got it. There is LaBerge. Where is Rosehill? Well, a little too far behind as we're on the final turn. So LaBerge, who was put under pressure in the mid part of the course, comes through in second place. But some big positives to take for Rosehill moving into the Consi final there.
Yeah, she's got to be proud of that effort. I mean, that was she really almost got that pass done, and she's very much in touch with the race. So I hope she's pleased with that, even though she ended up in third.
So Maika on their way down the hill to complete the luge semi-finals. Goes into the Consi final. So you line up for the luge final: Andy Lally, Abdel Madzan, Frederick LaBerge, and Colby Parks. We turn our attention now to the open stand-up, the open skateboard here at the Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City.
Yeah, and these heats are looking insane. I mean, you look at them: Nick Brahms, Owen Fox, Oscar Gutierrez, Cole Trotta. That's nothing but heaters. I mean, it's all eight. All eight now are just absolute scorcher riders. So these are going to be really good heats.
We're at the point where you forget about qualifying results. You forget about what's happened in the previous heats. This is all about the here and now. Brahms in red, Fox in green, Gutierrez in blue, Trotta in yellow. Brahms getting away well, as does Fox. These two are going to battle into the first turn. Nick Brahms has got the speed. Cole Trotta sitting in third place, but it's Brahms who has been impressive on this hill all weekend long. Now in a real race with Owen Fox sitting behind him in second place. Gutierrez is going nowhere. We know how quick he has been on this course, and Brahms being put under real pressure here by Fox.
Yeah, Owen is just right up the backside of Brahms with Cole Trotta close behind him. And you know, Owen's got to be thinking, maybe I can watch some lines from Brahms for finals or something, see what he did to get on that pole position, get a really close eye here. He is definitely, I mean, he's in this position where you're so close you really can't even see the road sometimes, and all you can see is just the back of the other rider. You just got to trust that they've got you on a good line, trust that they're taking you through a good path here. I mean, he is just so close, and he's looking like he's going to be able to make a move up the inside.
Yeah, Fox going for it. This one is not over yet, folks. So Fox up into the lead. Brahms, we think, down in second place. Cole Trotta in third. Gutierrez in fourth right now. Brahms really been made to work for this one, but exceptional riding from Fox.
Yeah, it's got to be the first time Brahms has seen taillights all day, so he's feeling a little bit of the pressure there. Surely wants to get back up into that first place spot and maintain a first all day situation, but it's going to be a close battle. He's so close with Owen Fox here.
Well, these two putting on a show here. To be honest, at the end of the day, ending up in the final, first or second, you'll take it either way. And this has been a masterclass from Fox. He is in the lead. Nick Brahms, the top qualifier, in second, putting just a little distance on the rest of the field here. Gutierrez at the back of the pack. There's not a lot of racetrack left, so Brahms and Fox have got to have their race smarts about them now. Oh, no. Oh, Brahms. Brahms is down. He's in the bails. So Fox has got this, and the top man over the weekend, his race comes to an end. We didn't see what happened. Fox takes it, coming across the line. In second place is Cole Trotta. Gutierrez in third, but Adam Brahms.
Wow. Wow. Devastating finish for Brahms. Absolutely. Hopefully we can get a replay here, maybe see what happened with Nick Brahms, but man, that is after the day he's had, that's got to just be a heartbreaker. You can see just clips the bails there. Cole Trotta threading the needle around the outside. Oscar as well, and Cole's got to be in good spirits. His first WDSC finals.
Yeah, great riding from Cole Trotta into the final, and Owen, along with Owen Fox. See, folks, forget about qualifying. It is all about the race. There's your lineup. Paynell in red, Clark in green, Carlotti, who's having some serious fun out on this race course today, in blue, Barbizzi in yellow, Take your pick, folks.
Yeah, I think I've seen Carlotti do a stand-up slide at the finish line every single round. So I imagine this one he won't win by such a margin. If he does win, it probably won't be so close that he can be stand-up sliding before the finish line. But we'll see.
As is often the case on WDSC, any one of these men, this could be a final.
Absolutely, yeah. Either of these 100% could be a final.
The pressure is on. Forget about the colours, forget about the lane choice, forget about qualifying the previous heats. Clark over on the left-hand side of the road, Paynell to his right, and 4 men with exceptional kicks, but Clark getting away very, very nicely indeed. He got the win over Paynell in Utah. That meant a lot to Harry Clark after relative struggles by his exceptionally high standards this season. Paynell, Frenchie, sitting in second place, Barbizzi in third, Carlotti in fourth, but never count those two out of a race.
No, not at all. I mean, we've got 2 world champions and the current points leader all in the same heat here, so anyone can play ball here. Stefano slipping into third there.
We're both going to say the same thing there. Yeah, he's now lurking. He's watching Clark. He's watching Paynell going, I can get you guys here. I could get you, because he is such a fierce competitor. But it's Clark and Paynell first and second.
Yeah, Barbizzi's going to need to pick up a double draft here if he wants to stay in touch with this race. And it looks like Paynell getting around Harry Clark there, slots into the first position. Still a pretty good distance. Carlotti now in third, slips up around Barbizzi, so it's going to be Carlotti who's trying to catch a double draft and make something happen here so he can try to get in the finals heat.
There's not a lot of racetrack left, but there's still some time for Carlotti as Paynell and Clark battle it out at the front of the race. It's Paynell in the lead at the moment, but Carlotti not out of it. He's got to watch. He's got to read this road. This has been a tricky turn where we've seen a few riders in the bales throughout the course of the race. The gap is starting to grow between first and second, but particularly for Paynell down in third place right now. Here they come. It is Frenchie in the lead. He wants, as you said, Adam, those 100 points to go 400 for the season. You can drop your worst result. When your worst result is second, that is not a bad thing, is it?
No, not at all. And so Carlotti really he'd have to make up a lot of time in the bottom of this course, and it looks like he's in the bales.
No. Yeah, Carlotti having to take a lot of risk there. A little wobble at speed from Harry Clark, but he stays upright. So Carlotti in the bales. Frenchie, Paynell takes it. Clark in second. But for me, Adam, the gap between them there on the line, next to nothing.
Yeah, very tight. And, for Carlotti, if you're going to take a little risk and you're going to push it to the edge of the road and potentially end up in the hay bales, standing in third position in the semifinals, that's the time to do it. I mean, you got to push, and if you get bit, you get bit, but you got to shoot that shot and see if you can get in that winning position.
Absolutely agree. It is the moment to take the opportunity, isn't it? That's the key section, because you're already in third. You're not going through, so take the risk. Well, they stand up. Open Skateboard Finals lineups are complete. We're moving back to the top of the hill, top of the race course. It's inline action again. Just getting a look at who is on the lineup. So women's inline coming up next.
First.
Yeah, we have got in this just the 3 riders in red. Alef Torres from Colombia. In green, Soriano Ortiz. And then in blue, Leon Soto. So no Ortiz Agudelo in this one. I think they might have had a crash. No, apologies. Not sure why. We'll move on. But Torres with a really strong start, as has Soriano Ortiz. Great to see the growth in this category. First time we've had a women's inline category on the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships. Thank you to these 8 Colombian women that have shown up for the race here this weekend. We've got to build it from somewhere.
Yeah, I love seeing that scene show out so strongly. It's amazing what they built down in Colombia. And they've gotten a lot of riders all coming out for events and stuff, coming out to this, coming out to other races and stuff. So that's really been cool to see. And these two just chasing each other down now. Soriano Ortiz seeing if she can make something happen around Torres, or at least staying in touch there. They, top two advance, so she doesn't have to finish in first. But it looks like maybe she wants to duke it out a little bit and get into a first place spot.
Yeah, they want a bit of back and forth. Get race sharp, race ready for the final. And there goes Torres has a decent advantage here over Soriano Ortiz. There's some serious talent on display.
So far, true to seed. If they can just stay upright the rest of the way down, nothing crazy, then they should be ready to advance.
Yeah, first and third in qualifying. As you said, all going to seed so far, but it doesn't always play out that way. Leon Soto a little bit further back, and here they come. Torres, Soriano Ortiz, the 1-2 on the bottom section of the course.
Yeah, strong work from them the whole way down, looking clean and dialed. Just not, once you got it, don't do anything crazy. You just got to stay with it, and they're both looking just absolutely locked and loaded all the way down through the track. So, barring any further issues,
been comfortable for these two. They're going to progress into the final. Just waiting to see them on the line, looking for lovely ginger hair of Chris McBride, making sure he catches the right two across the line. It's a tricky finish, isn't it, with this right-hand turn?
Yeah, I mean, they come steamrolling through this finish, and to be honest, even after the finish line, it doesn't ease up much. It's you pass the line, and there's believe it or not, the hill doesn't just stop. There's no free roll away, so they got to keep on rolling, and they'll pull quite a bit of speed through there. And there's a couple more turns before you get down to the shuttle area. So definitely a spicy closeout to the road.
Well, Leon Soto, you could see having had some trouble. That's a new leg sleeve, a blue leg sleeve that we need, but that doesn't matter. It is all about the safety of the rider, and good to see her back up on her feet. She goes into the Consi final. Alev Torres and Nancy Mael Soriano Ortiz go into the women's inline final. So one more set of semi-finals to come. Then we'll have to take another break whilst we get everyone back up the road. But there's a little bit more space on the transportation at this stage of a race, isn't there? So just making sure the drone batteries are changed and good to go for the open inline semi-finals. And Adam, those quarterfinals, every single heat threw up a little bit of drama.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been good racing all day, and we're getting into the meat of it now, really serious, tight racing. So looking forward to watching the rest of this. I think it's going to be a hot closeout of the afternoon with some really, really spicy racing as we get into these finals here.
So after these next two heats, folks, we will take another break. I think we're going to show you Isle of Man. And if you want to see some crowds, then make sure you don't go anywhere and watch the Isle of Man race and get back, because those crowds that we had there, unbelievable. Well,
that was a really fun experience, having that many spectators on site. Not something that we've always gotten with this, but it's something that we're seeing more and more as the sport's been growing. It's a really fun development for the sport.
All right, lined up for the first of the open inline semi-finals.
I believe this is actually the second women's
second
semifinals.
Women's. Sorry, I've jumped ahead of myself. Thank you, Adam. I'm glad you're here. Moving on then. So, Arbelo Carrera in red, Ana Isabel Estrada Lopera in green, Sanchez Garcia in blue, Lina Yara in yellow. It's a strong start from Arbeloda Carrera in the red. She has built an advantage early on this racetrack.
Yeah, huge start from her. That's you love building yourself that kind of buffer if you've got the legs for it to kick out that hard and build a little buffer. Although, just as I say that, up the inside, I believe, is Estrada, making her way around, and she gets past twice. Two are down in the first half of the double righty, and I believe it's going to be Lena Yada, and let's see if we can get
Estrada
a shot of the leg
I think in
seat.
green. Yeah,
Yes,
it's green.
yeah, I believe
Estrada
so.
Lopera that has this. So they're going, okay, all right. Maybe not expecting this, but this is racing. On we go. Charge to the line.
Wow, and Lena Yara just giving a little tap there to let her know she's right in her zone. Lena Yara checking back to see what's going on. You don't always know the crashes around you.
Okay, well, we've lost Arboleda Carrera, Sanchez Garcia from this one, although hopefully they are back on their feet and able to complete the race. Estrada Lopera and Lena Yara still upright on this narrow, twisting racetrack. It just is relentless, and Lena Yara is really keeping an eye on what's happening behind her, isn't she?
Yeah, just watching out for any kind of pressure from the backfield there, and especially inliners, without having to get up and pick up a board like they do in skateboarding, they can get up and accelerate so fast that that they're still in touch with the race even after a crash sometimes. So I think it makes sense to be looking back like that and checking for any pressure, seeing how hard you have to push it down the back half of the track.
So coming through this section where that chap is with his child, enjoying all the action, and not too far to go now to complete the women's inline finals. I think they know they've got this one now. There's not too much of the racetrack left. Lena Yara still looking over her shoulder. I don't think she can quite believe she's in the final. Well, it's not quite done yet, but nearly. Visors are up. So and through the final turn comes Estrada Lopez to go into the big final. And there, the two riders that went down in that crash early on in the race.
Good to see everybody on their feet, as always. And nice work from Lena Yara to find her way through that crash. It's never easy to pick your way through. There's so much chaos. There's so much going on. And to stay focused and to stay composed and make sure that you can get through cleanly and actually capitalize on the situation is not always as easy as it seems. So nice work from her getting through to that finals. And it'll be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Now it is the time for the open inline semi-finals. I do apologize, folks, getting ahead of myself there. So, Carlos Quiroga will be lined up in red. Restrepo Munoz in green. Gomez Barajas in blue. And Armando Hernandez from Mexico in the yellow. Inliners are a bit like losers in that they're always ready. I like that. Always ready to go. Ty just explaining how to play the flute, I think.
He's a well-known flautist.
He's a very talented man, though. Okay, we're lined up. Quiroga in red. Oh, yeah, that was kind of an obvious one there from
false start from
Restrepo Munoz. But we'll see it again anyway. Go. Okay, not yet. Quiroga in red took the win in Erzincan. This is a very, very different race course, though. It's still long, it's still brutal, but it tests the skills in a different way.
Yeah, it is absolutely. It's technical. It doesn't quite have the blasty straightaway speed. I mean, of course, it's still ripping fast, but definitely a different kind of track than Erzincan. Solid start from Restrepo. After the false start, didn't seem to shake his nerves at all. He kicked off into a strong first place. Nice work from him there.
We're seeing Quiroga at the back of the pack, I believe, at the moment. Now just starting to make his way through the field. Gets up into third. just watching this race play out in front of him. This corner has caused a few problems in the race, but these inliners, this long double apex right-hander. So Restrepo Munoz leads Gomez Agudelo, but Quiroga is lurking in third. He is not far behind.
You know, the comfortability with which he made that first pass makes me think, you know, he's just biding his time. And look, here he is, just powering through. Right around, easily around the outside of Gomez Agudelo.
It's like he's just out for a skate along Venice Beach, just cruising along the boardwalk. No problem at all. He's up into a qualifying position, but still in second. And Gomez Agudelo is not going anywhere. Still very much in the fight here.
Yeah, now Gomez got a little bit of work to do. He's going to have to pick something up. He's still in touch, like you said, but he's definitely going to have to find some pace on. I couldn't believe the power with which Quiroga came around.
In the bales. It might be Quiroga there. Would have to just get a close-up. I think that could be Quiroga in the bales, though. And
I think he might be right.
Shake things up. He was really fighting for second place. We'll see now. Nope, there is that is Quiroga there, isn't it?
Must have been Restrepo in the bales, so, and now Gomez Agudelo suddenly in an advancing position.
Quite hard to tell from the high drone shot there, folks. Do apologize. Oh, well, there is
Restrepo down
Restrepo
again.
There. So Quiroga followed by Gomez Agudelo. And he's celebrating already. He's going to hit the final. And our winner from Erzincan is in the final again. Carlos Quiroga. He worked for it, but he's got it. And Gomez Barajas coming through in second place in those blue leg sleeves. Third going to Amanda Hernandez. And Restrepo Munoz missing out. He goes into the Consi final. More drama, Adam.
Intense racing. I tell you, we've seen quite a few crashes today. It seems like a crash in almost every other heat. It feels like so. Definitely, you can tell these riders are being pushed to the limit on a technical track like this. You know, these turns are tight. They're unpredictable too. They're not each one exactly mimics the one before it. So I think that's putting a lot of these riders to the test, and they're having to play it to the absolute max. Let's see if we can catch a replay here.
Well, he did spend a little bit of time on the ground, but here he is back up. You can see him now. Doesn't look 100%, but most importantly, on his feet. Was worried for a second that we were going to need another ambulance, but thankfully, at the moment, that doesn't look like it's the case, although if he's got any concerns, I'm sure the team will help him get checked out. But importantly, crossing the line, I think we're going to see it again.
And you can see just low sides a little bit there, keeps it in control, but he's going to take it into the bales. And you can see he's on his feet, but he doesn't look happy about it as he gets towards the finish line there.
And someone's got a good photo of that as well. Right by a camera. Camilo Barrera in red, Danny Barrera in green, Daniel Delgado Restrepo in blue, Johan Alzate in yellow. Second of the open inline semi-finals lined up. Seen a few false starts today, and there is another one. I couldn't call that one. Let's get a look on the replay, and we'll see. Take your pick, folks.
I'm not sure what's causing all the false starts today. It does seem to be coming in waves. We've seen quite a few today.
Everyone wants any advantage. They want the win. So we'll re-rack them. See if we get away the second time of asking. Camilo Barrera in red, Danny Barrera in green, Delgado Restrepo in blue, Alzate in yellow. Beautiful looking start. A lot of power on display there from Danny Barrera, and he storms into top spot with Delgado Restrepo in second. Camilo Barrera, who qualified in third place, sitting in third, just already looking over his shoulder to see where Alzate was.
Yeah, it was an excellent start from Danny Barrera, and it looks like he's already feeling the pressure, though. These top three are all really, really tight. And a move up the inside, and they're going to trade it just back. Danny Barrera will take the position right back. That was a nice move from him to let it slip through and then just pick it right back up. But Delgado Restrepo tracking, tucking right behind him, seeing if he can make any kind of move here, make another move around. And one down.
No.
Danny Barrera's down and in the bales.
Well, Camilo Barrera was lurking in third place and now senses the opportunity to storm ahead. Delgado Restrepo in second place. Huge disappointment for Danny Barrera. He was in a qualifying position, although there was still a lot of racing to go.
After such a strong start, you hate to see it, but you know, that is racing. Sometimes you just push it a little too hard and you end up in the bales.
Well, let's have a look back.
Quick replay of that, and you see him dive in and just gets a little too far over on it, just low sides, can't quite hang on, and you can see the other Barrera immediately pick up, try to take advantage of the opportunity.
All right, so about 2/3 of the way down this race course now in El Salvador, the second semi-final of the Open Inline. Camilo Barrera in a qualifying position at the moment. Two are already waiting. Understand it might actually be raining a little bit again, but this is the last race before we're going to have another little break.
Yeah, just a couple raindrops coming down here at the finish line. I don't know what it looks like further on the hill, but if it's drizzling a little more, that could be what happened to Danny Barrera up there. Maybe leaned a little over on it and ended up catching a little bit of a wet spot.
That is Alzate. He's had his problems in this race as well. But Danny Barrera crossing the line in third place. So the lineup for the Open Inline final. Quiroga will wear red. Camilo Barrera green. Delgado Restrepo blue. Gomez Barajas will wear yellow. Well, the clouds are rolling in. We have got the finals, Consi finals and finals still to come. We're going to take a look back at, I believe, Isle of Man. Who knows? I think it will be, though. And we'll be back in about 30 minutes' time, hopefully with no rain. Stay with us, folks. We're getting there, and we're nearly ready for the finals. Just got to get you over to Cornwall. Come join me on the 2-3 foot waves over there.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
UK,
great.
Some great surfing in that part of the world. That's where I've been learning. And yeah, I'm glad I'm not here because knowing how good some of these guys are at surfing, I just embarrass myself. Well, we're still on a little bit of a hold at the moment. Some rain had come in. We're flipping the order. We're going to get the finals done first. We are going to start with the open skate final, luge final, then open inline final, women's skate final, women's inline final, and fingers crossed we can get through them. And then it will be the same order for the Consi finals later on today. We are at the mercy of the weather. There's a few grey clouds around, but in these sort of conditions and this sort of environment, you are going to get some rain. It is December. It is about as good a weather as we could kind of hope for in this part of the world at this time of year. We just have to deal with what nature throws at us. It's been a thrilling race so far. We have really, really enjoyed it. And Adam, looking at the lineup for the final, the first race we're going to see, Paynell, Fox, Clark, and Trotter. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be an absolute scorcher. These guys are all shredding. Cole Trotter, good to see him in a WDSC final. He's been chomping at the bit. And made semis at Roan last year, was looking really, really good the whole time. He's fantastic free rider, and turns out not too shabby of a racer too. So be interesting to see him in the mix. And then of course Harry Clark, Owen Fox, Adrian Paynell, names that we've been seeing all season. If you follow the sport, obviously these are guys who are on your radar.
Yeah, and there's a little battle, isn't there, going on here for second and third in the championship, particularly between Owen Fox and Harry Clark. Well, definitely between Owen Fox and Harry Clark.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one shakes out. These guys are duking it out for that second place spot in the points, so they're definitely going to be getting down to the wire, getting down to business, and making sure that they put everything out, leave it all on the track, and and try to do the best they can with the finish here.
Well, Fox is guaranteed a top 4, so he's going to drop that 48 points he picked up for 7th in the Isle of Man. We know that for sure now. Just have to look at the maths. He may need... it's going to depend on what Harry does, or Harry could make sure of it with a win or a second place. And it will just depend on how things all shake up. But we'll try and do some very fast maths for you after this race. Now, Harry Clark does have 2 fourth-place finishes as well. If he finishes 4th again, he'll just drop one of them and stay on 307 points. Clark doesn't want to finish 4th, not for the 3rd time this season.
Yeah, no, definitely not. He's been involved in a lot of crashes in finals, and that's partly just what you get when you're pushing this hard. I mean, there's been a lot of finals crashes because there's been a lot of close finals, and these riders are riding neck and neck, and it's been coming down to the last corners, and everyone just pushing so hard. So hopefully they can all stay Harry side up on this one, but it's definitely going to be a close race between all of these fellas.
Yeah, and for Clark, I mean, compared to last season, this is a disappointment, isn't it? But he's made every single final this year, and that is not easy to do. Only himself and Adrian Paynel have done that. So it tells you the level he's been at, even if he hasn't quite racked up the victories of last year. But Paynel, with that 300-point maximum start, Austria, Turkey, Isle of Man, was just at another level of operation, another level of performance that he managed to unlock. And then second in USA, wrapping up the championship.
He really did come out swinging. He put in so much work in the offseason, and those of us that were close to him were seeing that. We saw how much he was getting out and skating, how much time he was putting in the gym and bulking up to add a little more mass so he could be faster in straight lines, and putting in so much time on really, really difficult roads in California to be comfortable with super steep grades and high speeds. So those things have paid off for him. If you put in that much time, sometimes you just really reap those results, and that's what he saw, particularly at the beginning of this year. It's just, what are you going to do? Win after win like that. It's just, when you put in the time, sometimes you just get results.
Yeah, testament to the effort, sort of sending a message to one or two others. If you're not putting the work in, you're not going to beat that man. But it just continues to push the level, doesn't it? And if you want to get past Paynel, if you want to get the championship next season, you know the level you have to operate at. We've seen that last season with Harry Clark, just threw everything he had at it. And he was rewarded last year. This year he's just been beaten by, he's not had the luck. You do need a little bit of luck. And he didn't quite have it. But Paynel has just been faster when it mattered. That's racing. And that's what we want to see is the fastest man win it, or the fastest man wins at the end of the day, don't they? We just want to see close racing, good racing. There's looks like Nick Brahms there. He will be. Is that Nick? I'm just trying to tell.
Yeah, looks like
he's got
is
hair
Nick
again.
Brahms.
Yeah, it is Nick. Yeah, but he was the fastest man on this hill till he wasn't. He'll be in the Consi final, but he's finished the season strongly. He's had a couple of third places, Isle of Man and Park City. Hey, Antoine, how are we doing? He's looking relaxed. Carlotti, of course, into the Consi final here.
Always in good spirits, Carlotti.
Yeah.
He keeps the energy high.
He certainly does, doesn't he? It's nice to see him. We missed him in Park City. Well, you can see the lineup on the board. I think that's the first time we've had that on the WDSC. Just helps everyone get ready. Yeah, there you go. You can see the colors as well. You don't need us to do our job. But once we get to this final, Cole Trotta is going to be lurking. Now, Paynel, Fox, Clark, we know all about them. We know about the skill of Trotta. We've watched him, the video parts he's done, the filming work, the free riding. As you said, he is lightning quick as a racer as well. The riders hopping on the truck, going to go check the road out here. So sensible, and we don't want to race if we're not 100% sure on the condition at the road. But at some point, a decision will have to be made, and hopefully it is to race.
Yeah, you know, I tell you, I don't know what's in the air recently. It seems like we've had more, you know, semi-wet, semi-rainy, questionably rainy finals in the last 4 or 5 races than ever. I mean, it's an uncanny number of times this year that in the finals we've had to go check the road halfway down and see, you know, okay, how much moisture is there? Is it rain part way down and then come back up and ride?
It's the way it goes sometimes. We obviously Park City, late September, high up in the Wasatch Mountains, and you know, at that time of year you can end up with some rough weather. At least it didn't snow. Because that can happen even in September up there at Utah Olympic Park. And no danger of any snow here. And Isle of Man, yeah, I mean, that's the Isle of Man. We knew what we were getting into going to the Isle of Man. Just expect some rain there. In the end, we were okay. We got through it all. And here, this is the corner where the guys are having a little look, aren't they? It's hard for us to tell. We're seeing the same pictures as you guys, because obviously we can't just look out a commentary box. Well, I certainly can't, and take a look at a road that's about 2.3 kilometers in length. So we will be chatting away. A chance to think more back, a little bit back on the season as well. And yeah, we talked about Austria, Axam Elisum, a huge field. We talked about the crowds in Isle of Man. Adam, I know you weren't in Erzincan this year, but you know what it's like there. It is a special place, and Paynel really wanted the win there, and it was amazing to see him on form on one of the toughest races on the circuit.
Yeah, that's a big notch in the belt to take a win at Erzincan. It really is hard to describe just how difficult that track is to ride down on a skateboard. It is so steep and so fast, and you're having to drift both ways, you know, at 70 miles an hour. It's just really, really intense. So it's the kind of caliber of track that it really kind of stands alone, I think. And so to take a win there really shows just how in control you are. And so for him to do that, I know he was proud of that win, and that certainly is going to be it's kind of a mark of this era. You know, if you take a win there in this era of downhill skateboarding, it's really a feather in your cap.
Yeah, I've heard a few riders compare it to Vulcan and what that course brings. But as you say, new era, a brutal, unforgiving, high-speed racetrack. It's always been a pleasure to visit that part of the world, and we were treated to some fantastic racing. I think back to Clark and Barbizzi side by side. I think that was the semi-final in Erzincan that they were in. Harry Clark ended up in third. Want to talk a little bit about Owen Fox. He's in the final. I've had Owen in the commentary box as well. That was in Erzincan a few years ago. He finally got on the podium there as well, wrestling, putting to bed some demons that he'd had with that racetrack. But you said it earlier, Adam, he put the work in as well, training a lot with Frenchie and the San Diego crew down there, and or up there from El Salvador, forget where we are in the world. And he's been rewarded this season with a couple visits to the podium, but he's still waiting on that first WDSC win. The way he looked in the semi-finals and throughout this race, you know, he's got a great chance today.
Yeah, it could be his day for that. I know he'd be stoked about that. That'd be one to end the year on and come into next year proud. So I know he'd be very, very happy to take a win home here.
Loving the camaraderie. There's a few losers on there as well, all hanging on for dear life, cruising down the road. It's not something that I would personally do, although I did hop in the truck in Turkey. That was not in Turkey, in Austria. I did enjoy that, actually. It was a good crack.
You know, and of course we got women's stand-up coming up too. It's they only had 4 in the field, so we haven't seen any semis from them yet. But that's going to be good to see some racing from them. We've got Sabrina Ambrosi, Cirle Tabarez Buelas, Lisa Peters and Lalu Vargas. Although actually I heard Lalu was injured. I see her on the list, but we may not see Lalu Vargas up at the start line, but we'll see. So be good to see some racing in the women's category. I know it's a smaller field here, but always good to see that race category go through.
Yeah, women's title already all decided to race counting for that. It brought the women out in Park City and, of course, in Aktama Lizum as well. We were really treated to some great racing. Unfortunately, Lisa was injured, wasn't she, for Park City. Came into the commentary box briefly, which was fantastic, but good to see her back to full fitness and looking forward to seeing her race a little bit later on today. But we got to get there, haven't we? I can see Sabrina just hanging out the window of the truck, and the riders, they're not far from you, Adam.
No, they're sitting right outside the commentary box. In fact, I got a few hollers and shouts when they came down here. Had to wave hello to them. So they're about to head up now. I think they've just gotten to look at the track, and hopefully it's all dry and they'll be good to go.
Give them a shout out from me, will you? Turn the mic off, but tell them I say hi, loving the show that they're putting on. But they're about to go back to the top. Yeah, everyone's saying, come on, make a decision, get on with it. But of course, safety absolutely paramount. So it'll be a few minutes until they get back to the top because the driver's not going to go full gas up the hill. But certainly these riders will have getting a few messages in saying, yeah, it's not raining. Okay. But as you said, it's such a long track. But so just getting some news in for you folks. The lugers are going to go for it. So we're going to go luge first. It's a little patchy, we're hearing. And so the skaters are going to wait. It's not, we understand, raining at the moment. So that is a good sign, and hopefully it will dry up. But the fact that the lugers are happy to go, Adam, tells us that it's not too bad out there.
Yeah, I think so. And we'll see when they come through, though, if it changes their lines at all. If we see any of them slipping out, that'll give us a little bit better of an idea of if, just how wet it is out there. But typically, if they're deciding to go through, it's probably pretty close to dry, and the stand-up racers want to wait until it's just properly dry. And when you're using your wheels as you're braking, just by sliding them sideways, it really makes a big difference. If there's even a tiny bit of water on the road, it can be fairly catastrophic. So it's sensible that they want to wait until it's properly dry. We'll see how the lugers go.
Yep, totally makes sense. And maybe just an extra 10 minutes or so will help the road out, because you need to be able to commit, don't you? You can't go in to any of these turns at the speed these athletes are riding at with a bit of uncertainty, because that is where the problems are going to come.
Right. And the last thing you want is for what's supposed to be a professional race to turn into a game of chicken, where everyone's just kind of see who slides latest in the wet, and then, and hopes they make it. So if it's going to be wet, ideally it's fully wet, and you get a practice run, and people can get an idea of where their braking zones are supposed to be, and then try to maximize those for racing, as opposed to just sort of on-site guessing, where they're supposed to brake. So.
And also, we've got to be aware of daylight hours as well, because it's getting on late in the afternoon here in El Salvador, so there isn't too much time to play with, which is why we are going to get these finals underway pretty quickly from these riders getting to the top. We'll get the luge final going first. So Andy Lally looking to go 2 from 2, took his first WDSC victory in Park City back in September.
Yeah, you got to imagine he'd be psyched with going 2 for 2. I mean, if you miss the first few of the year, and you say, well, okay, I'll go to the 2 on the back half of the year, the 2 that are on my side of the this side of the world, and you go back-to-back wins. That's got to be a pretty good feeling. If he were to do that, I'm sure it would really boost his stoke level for coming into next season and looking at taking a shot at a world championship next year.
Well, no chance that Andy Lally can climb onto the end-of-season podium. With 3 out of 5 races to count, of course, Ulrich Becker with a win, a second place and a third. He's on 261 points. And then Colby Parks, his worst finish, 5th. So in the USA, dropping that one. So that, as it stands right now, if we're already taking out the lowest scores, 227. For Colby Parks, and Abdel Madzan with 2 wins and a second place on 286 points, already confirmed as the champion for the year 2025. We want to round out with a victory, but Andy Lally is going to be very, very tough to beat for Madzan. But this is Abdel Madzan we're talking about, no stranger to a victory or 2 on the WDSC. Just pull up my stats list, and Madzan, 7 WDSC podiums, the same as Colby Parks. In terms of skate, I've got Clark and Paynell on 7 WDSC podiums. Paynell, Clark, and Diego Poncelet all on 3 wins each in WDSC. And in luge, Abdel Madzan with 5 wins. Andre Illich next on the list with 2, although Colby Parks and Andy Lally could join Illich on 2 victories. That's just some of the all-time stats for you. Abdel Madzan, the 2022 WDSC champion, and 2023. Last season it went the way of Colby Parks, back in the hands of Madzan in the open skate. Poncelet winning 2022 and 2023. Harry Clark last year. It's Paynell in 2025. And I'll double check all my stats at the end of the season. Hopefully have them all updated for you for 2026. So there's the finish line. It's getting a little darker down there, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah, it is. And we've still got some clouds looming overhead. So really no telling what's going to happen here. We could end up with another spell of rain on our hands, but right now, at this moment, I'm not seeing any rain falling from the sky. The pavement down here looks dry. So hopefully it's drier up top too, and they can get a nice clean race down. We'll see shortly.
So lugers just getting ready to get their race underway. Yeah, just coming up to 4:30. In the afternoon here in El Salvador. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in, for sticking with us throughout the day. If this is your first race you've watched, or you've been with us all season long, we really, really appreciate you tuning in on the live stream. We wouldn't do it otherwise. Just be me and Adam talking to ourselves. And whilst we enjoy each other's company, that's just not the same. So thank you so much. Thank you for getting involved in the chat on the live stream, engaging on social media, sharing the content. We so appreciate it. So we're still just waiting on the lugers to get ready. There's a bit of chat going on with the inliners. They may actually follow the luge, and stand-up may just choose to wait. So we're going to go with the finals first, though, because the weather is not quite on our side at the moment, but we don't want to leave it too long. More conversations going on with the stand-up guys.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Stand-up riders choosing to wait after the street lugers. There's not that much time left in the day, and we do have to run a final eventually, so it may end up not paying out in their favor. If it ends up raining during the street luge, they may have to race in the rain with not much practice. So it'll really be interesting to see how that pans out. We're going to watch the weather and watch how this decision shakes out. We should know shortly here.
The challenge that we do have as well is there's very little time left. As you say, there's not a lot of daylight left. To get a practice run in, if it is raining properly or it is wet, we're running out of time. So, you know, if it was me, I'd probably be just, okay, we just got to get on with it. The titles are sorted. Of course, these guys want to put on a show. I'd race, beg your pardon, late in the day for me. They want to race to the best of their abilities. But if they're not sure about it, they don't want to take the risk, especially not at this part of the season. But a lot of chat going on. You can see mostly stand-up riders there having some conversations. A few lugers around as well. I'm just waiting on that some information. If we get any, then we will bring it to you. Well, Andy Lally's zipping up that suit, so that is a good sign. Off to find his luge.
Yeah, he stays ready to rock. He stays quite prepared.
Do a quick bit of, is it jiu-jitsu he does? Have I met him?
Yeah,
He does the martial arts at a very, very high level as well.
He does a little bit of everything. Yeah, he skates a little skate park too. Does some mixed martial arts or maybe it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I can't remember, but yeah, he's a multi-talented guy, and especially with his pedigree racing cars for many years, he's the kind of guy it seems like he's ready to roll with the punches here. I mean, he's calculated, but he's also willing to probably take a track if it's in a sub-ideal condition. I think he trusts his skills of judgment on the way down, and that he can figure it out as he goes. So I think he's probably feeling confident in this moment.
Well, we've got the lugers up on the start banner. You can see that there, folks. So hopefully not too long. I can see some luge. There's Laberge coming down. I like his suit with the Quebec flag and the Canadian flag on it. So Laberge will be in the final. 2 Canadians himself and Colby Parks. Laberge in blue, Colby Parks in the yellow leg sleeve. Abdel Madzan will wear green and Andy Lally will wear red. 1, 2, 3, and 4 from qualifying. Doesn't always play out that way, but that is how it's shaped up in the open street luge here at the Tamanique Grand Prix by Surf City, El Salvador. Time for a quick photograph for the final, but let's get racing.
Yeah, I'm itching to see this race. This is going to be a really good one. These are all just such phenomenal riders. It's going to be tight racing all the way down. So I'm buzzing over here waiting for these guys to drop. I tell you what.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I think Ty's had enough. So, right, guys, come on. Let's go. Let's race before it gets dark. We don't have a floodlit hill yet. That's the next thing. Love to see that. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. So just waiting on Andy Lally, and hopefully it won't be too long until this luge final is underway. He said he was always ready. We're waiting on him.
I know we jinxed him saying he's always ready.
We have, yeah. Sorry, folks. He'll have a good reason. He'll be just sorting something out. But, yeah, time is not on our side here. We want to get in before any further changes in the weather and before it gets dark, because we don't have enough floodlights or head torches to do that. I'm sure you must have done a moonlit descent in your time, Adam.
I've done it a time or two, but it's not something you want to do at this level. World Cup racing is serious business, but yeah, you can strap a headlamp on, have a car follow behind you, throw some headlights on, or just go by the moonlight if it's a full moon and you know the track really well. But
I've done a lot of moonlight descents on skis. It's remarkably better than you would think. I've done some torchlit descents as well. I had a military search flare in my hand. Needed a new pair of gloves after that. Yeah, but just reading terrain was a little bit more challenging, and I won't tell you where we were before we did the descents, which added to the challenge. Do not recommend that. Do not do that, folks. Let me just be very, very clear. Don't drink and skate either, because you're only going to have problems. Party after.
It will affect your balance, I promise.
Well, we've got all 4 riders. We are hoping to get them lined up. Mr. Lally just getting his gloves on. There'll be a few more little fist bumps and handshakes as these 4 men are about to get lined up for the Open Street Luge final. Lally, the top qualifier, the winner last time out in Park City, will have the red leg sleeve on. Abdel Madzan, 3-time WDSC champion. I know he's got titles in the past as well. He is in green to the left of Andy Lally. Frederic Laberge from Canada in blue, qualified in 3rd place, finished 3rd in Utah at Park City as well for his first WDSC podium. Colby Parks over on the right-hand side of the road in yellow. He was 5th in Park City. We get the Open Luge final underway, the final race for these men this season. Look at the start from Madzan. He's put Andy Lally under some serious pressure, and that is the dream start for the man from Malaysia. Now, this is kind of what we want to see, because it means Lally is going to have to try and make a pass, and he might make a pass early on the inside. Madzan's left a lot of room for Lally there, and Lally takes the spot back. Here comes LeBurge as well.
Yeah, huge move to get that pass done early from Lally after losing it off the push. Definitely going to be pleased with that little maneuver, and he builds himself a little bit of a buffer here and leaves some of the fight just behind him. And he's going to look to capitalize on that position there and try to get away from Madzan a little bit. But Madzan definitely not going to give it up that easy. We haven't seen much from Colby Parks yet. I think he may have had some problems off the push. We'll see if he comes back into play here. But for now, it's Madzan challenging Andy Lally to see if he can find a way back up through. He's going to have to just step over his head there.
Well, maybe the road is still just a little bit slippy in places, but it's all to play for. And LeBurge round the outside of Madzan. Andy Lally's pushing at the moment as well. This is all going all over the place here. Lally is not done with this one yet. He is going to get put under pressure by LeBurge. And Madzan down in 3rd place. So, and here comes Colby Parks. He's got a bit of clear racetrack, and Colby Parks is absolutely motoring from 4th. He's going to ride past Madzan into 3rd place, and Colby Parks doesn't want to finish in 3rd. He wants to see if he can take another spot.
What an incredible move from Colby Parks. He's going to go for it again around the
outside.
Is he going to turn it into a double and squeeze by Andy Lally as well?
I think he's got him. Colby Parks is in the lead, but Lally trying to take the place back. Abzil Madzan back in 4th place on the inside. It is Colby Parks. Tries to shut the door on that apex on the right-hander with Lally in 2nd. LeBurge in 3rd place. All sorts of drama in the luge. No, it's not. It's LeBurge in 4th. Madzan up into 3rd place. And it's all to play for, Adam.
Wow, Colby Parks, what an insane maneuver, getting 3 passes done in a matter of just a couple turns there, and someone's in the bails. It's Colby Parks.
Oh, no. All the hard work is done. Here's Andy Lally trying to hold off a fast charge of Abdil Madzan through the final section. Oh, it feels so bad for Colby Parks here, but Andy Lally does go 2 from 2. Madzan takes 2nd. LeBurge 3rd. Drama from start to finish, Adam.
Wow, wow, wow. Devastating for Colby Parks after such a phenomenal move to make a triple pass. I mean, all around outside corners. I wonder if he was riding it like it was dry, maybe the pavement had a little bit of moisture on it, and Colby said, you know what, my only shot is to just ride my normal lines while everyone else is backing off a little bit. And he got the passes done that way, and then when he tried to keep up that style of riding, maybe it bit him back a little bit. But wow, what a race from Colby. I could not believe those passes.
Oh, wow, insane racing. Well, we said the semi-finals where you got to take some risk. 100% in the final. It's all or nothing. Last race of the season. You got to try and win it. That is what Colby did. Didn't pay off, but he gave us some drama. Congratulations, Andy Lally, for the victory. He moves on to 200 points for the season. Madzan in 2nd, LeBurge in 3rd place, and there's nobody on the line at the moment. Let's have a look back. Well, here we've got Lally in top spot. Madzan, at this point, Adam, was right on the tail of Andy Lally. And this is where we lose Colby.
Wow. After such a race, but I tell you what, Andy Lally, I mean, shows up to 2 World Cups, wins 2 World Cups. You can't argue with that. That's talent right there and execution. So I'm really excited to see what he does next year. I hope he makes gives a real shot at trying to go for a full championship and gets on a full tour. I would love to see what he could do.
Yeah, got to say the same about LeBurge as well. 2 races, 2 podiums. Very, very impressive. So we're going to stay with luge. We're going to move on to the luge consi final now. As the racers, the stand-up riders, still a little unsure about the situation, which you can understand.
Yeah, this should be a good heat too. You know, it's like we said, it's all good heats from here on out. I think we're going to have a lot of close racing, so I'm really excited to see where this goes. And you know, we watched Rose Hill in the last semifinal pushing so hard and trying to make something happen around Frédéric Laberge, and we'll see if what she can do here, if she can get up in the mix. You know, she's a much newer rider than some of these other folks, less experienced and much younger, but you know, she's doing so well. She's been racing really, really well the last year or two. So an exciting kind of start to her racing career, and we'll see what she can do here in this Conti final.
Yeah, she is in green, Raggy English in red, and then Mojica Herrera from Colombia in blue, and Camilo Montes also from Colombia in yellow. We get underway. Good start from Raggy English in the red. Rose Hill right up there in second place. She's got a good push, but I think in these sort of conditions on this sort of road, she could be lightning quick. We've seen her, as you said, Adam, really push Laberge to the limit in the semi-final. She was unlucky there, but still has a bit of work to do if she wants to win the Conti final. It's a race you don't really want to be in, as I say, and when I work in similar sports, but once you're in there, gloves are off. You want to try and get that fifth place.
Yeah, it feels a lot better going home after taking a fifth than it does after, you know, if you drop down to seventh or eighth or something. It really changes your mentality into the next race and changes, you know, your feelings about it. Look at, we got someone in the bales are just in the bottom of the screen. I almost missed the crash. Maybe we'll get her.
Yeah, one of the Colombians is in, didn't quite catch the leg sleep. And this is where Rose Hill is so quick on this course. You can see her pushing Raggy English really well. English just having a little look there over his shoulder. Said, no, you've got no real gap, Raggy, so you've got to stay full gas here.
And we'll see if Rose can just catch the slipstream of Raggy English. She's definitely pulling away a little bit here.
Still in contention, though. And it's this section where I think she's been very, very quick throughout the day in this open luge category. It's not over yet. These two fighting for 5th and 6th to win in the Conti final. This is where she was right up with Laberge. And you can see able to brake just that little bit later. Shorter braking zone and gets right up with English on the exit.
Yeah, she's been using that. Her ability to brake late, she's been using to her advantage quite often. Can be a massive tool for her in her toolbox to try to use to, you know, leverage her lighter weight to try to get herself in some positions that might be otherwise difficult to get in.
Raggy English still in a top spot. Rose Hill in second. That is... it's going to be between these two. It's advantage Raggy English on the bottom section of the course. Rose Hill has closed the gap on occasions, but English has just had too much of an advantage as we're sweeping through the final section. It won't be long until we see Raggy English, who's built a bit more of a lead here on the bottom section, come across the line and take the win in the Conti final. There he is. He takes it. 5th place for him today. Rose Hill finishing in 6th.
And we haven't seen yet what's to come of Mojica Herrera and Camilo Montes, so hopefully they're back on their feet or on their butts rather. And we got Camilo coming through now. Good to see him up and riding. There's Montes, and the question is, where is Mojica Herrera?
Well, let's hope all okay out on the course. It'll move. That result moves Rose Hill up the standings. She'll finish on 94 points. Let's look back, I think, at that crash.
It looks like just ran a little wide there, and then Camilo almost got caught up in it. Probably had to shed some speed to get around it, which left him kind of out of contention for the rest of the race. That's what it looks like it happened there. But everybody rolling through the line good. It's good to see nobody could be too hurt after the crash. Everybody made it back onto a luge.
Well, whilst we're still waiting for the next group, we'll take a little commercial break and we'll be back hopefully with more very soon. Stay with us, folks.
And we're back on the line with inline consolation race coming up here. Looking forward to this one. Only got 2 riders on the line. But at least we're ready to go. I'm not sure if the conditions are fully dry yet or not. It's to be determined. I think it's at least dry enough to drop. The inliners have decided, but we haven't gotten firm confirmation on full dryness. But they went down and checked out the track. They said, you know what, we're comfortable with this, so we leave it up to them, and they'll be dropping shortly here. Danny Barrera, Armando Hernandez, the only 2 on the line here, racing each other for 5th and 6th place in the inline. And they're off. Fiery start from Danny Barrera. Excellent kick. He's looking like he's not concerned about the rain on the road at all, kicking all the way into the turn there. So Danny Barrera feeling confident. Clearly, Armando Hernandez maybe not as much. Gonna just check it out and see how it's feeling.
Yeah, they're a little bit concerned, aren't they? A little bit worried about the road conditions here, but we got a race. And that is what they are doing. Yeah.
Danny Barrera seems like it seems pretty confident feeling. I mean, he's definitely tucking and kicking, and it seems like he's feeling full force right now. Not sure if I could say the same for Armando Hernandez. I don't know if he's feeling it out, but.
Yeah, Danny Barrera was unlucky, wasn't he, in the semi-final? I mean, he was in all sorts of bother, but this is not a man that is holding back, is it? And skating all the way down this straightaway. And little wobble there. That's not going to give the guys that are watching in the start much confidence, is it?
Yeah, I think you're seeing some of those pavement changes there. Definitely a little bobble, but he's got it back under control now. Still diving in at pretty high speeds. He's not backing off much. He's still going in pretty hard here.
Yeah, maximum commitment, but there are still a few spots on the road that are potentially causing some problems. It looked like something on the road there at that point. Not quite sure what it was. Might have just been my eyes, but hopefully no problems. And Danny Barrera is having a blast down here in this open inline Consi final.
Yeah, he's got a huge lead from Armando Hernandez right now. At this point, it seems like he's really just doing it to prove a point almost. But he's still full blast, full tilt, leaning into these turns and giving it all the beans.
Yeah, he is going to take 5th place in this one. No doubt about that. Well, as long as he stays upright, of course. Just this final section of the course through these beautiful trees, the jungle here in El Salvador. That's what it feels like. And we're getting rather tropical weather as well. A little bit of rain coming in, causing some problems. But Danny Barrera, I should say, has put on a show in this Consi final. A solo run, a big wobble in the middle. And he's going to take 5th place in the Consi final. So that's another one ticked off. But those in the start still waiting to see, get a sense of how is it right to race, particularly the stand-up final. And we've got the women's final to come as well. Hernandez will cross the line in 2nd place and take 6th place today in the open inline contest.
And we're still waiting to hear on how the stand-up skateboard riders are feeling right now. Not sure what's to come for them, if we're going to get something underway shortly or not.
Well, we're still just waiting on any official news yet on what the skaters are going to do. We'd love to see them race, but ultimately, last race of the season, they will make the call. We've got some serious lineups for the final, and unfortunately, the conditions just not quite to their liking, which you can understand on this type of race course, Adam. They don't want to take any unnecessary risk because they take enough just by getting on the start line.
Yeah. I mean, it's a it's a dangerous sport, and you want to make sure that if you're doing it, you feel good about the track you're doing it on, and you feel good about the conditions, because there's potential for serious injuries here, or worse. So it's not a decision you can take lightly as a rider, as an organizer. All of this stuff is they're working with a lot of factors here and making sure that the right decisions get made.
Well, I think we are going to have the open inline final next. That is what we're hearing. Bear with us, folks. Appreciate your patience. Thank you for staying with us all morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you're watching in the world. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure you can understand the concern that the stand-up riders have. There's still some more conversations going on. You can see that it's not how we want the season to end, but we're at the mercy of Mother Nature, aren't we? And safety for these riders is absolutely paramount.
We've got open inline coming up shortly here. All Colombian final. Kind of cool to see that. We've got Carlos Quiroga, Camilo Barrera, Daniel Delgado Restrepo, and Nicolas Gomez Barajas. So that's going to be fantastic once we get it going underway here shortly. We have heard word that we should be running the open final for inline.
Yeah, inline final is just about ready. Well, they're not on the line yet, but that is going to be the next race. You've seen, Adam, you've probably been in this situation yourself as a racer. Should we race, should we not? This might not be a unanimous feeling amongst the riders either.
No, it's not. It's not. And, you can imagine different riders have different feelings based on where they are on the points and stuff too. I mean, there's that calculus looks different for every rider, and people just have different risk tolerance. Some folks are comfortable with more unpredictable conditions, and some folks are less so. So there's really no right or wrong, but I think the riders have always done a really good job of coming to a group consensus, and they talk amongst each other, and it's a very kind of open, honest conversation. So that part's a really cool part of the sport, and that's kind of ongoing. Throughout the weekend, riders talk a lot with each other about the safety on the track and the way things are being run, and there's an open line of communication between the riders and the organizers, and that's something that's pretty cool about the sport.
Yeah, they haven't found a consensus yet, because if one person didn't want to race, then the final would go ahead, wouldn't it? So simple as that. That person would pull out. But if two or three aren't going to do it, you can't really have one say, well, I'm going to go down and take the win. So trying to find a consensus. But these riders all obviously know each other really well, and they'll try and make a decision together as a unit. The inliners are there. They're not quite on the start line yet, but that is going to be the next race. And once they get lined up, we will be moments away from what should be a very dramatic final if the early rounds are anything to go by. I'll give you the lineup. Carlos Quiroga, the fastest man in qualifying yesterday. He has the red leg sleeves and that red suit, the winner from Erzincan back in June. In green, Camilo Barrera. He looks like he's going to be over on the right-hand side of the road wearing blue. Daniel Delgado Restrepo. And in yellow will be Nicolas Gomez Barajas. All from Colombia, showing the strength, the depth, the quality that nation has in this discipline. And we are going to be treated to the final in just a few moments' time. All eyes on that left-hand side of the road as the riders look at it, riders left, because that is where Quiroga is choosing to start. They're under the command of Ty. Open inline final gets underway, and powering away out of the gate is Carlos Quiroga. He is going to settle into top spot. It's a good start from Gomez Agudela as well, up into second place, running in third right now. Delgado Restrepo in fourth. At the back of the pack, Camilo Barrera. But Quiroga has the advantage early on. But we've got to watch out, Adam, haven't we, for little patches on this racetrack that could cause some problems.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Barrera there just letting Quiroga know, hey, I'm right here. Didn't quite want to make the pass yet, but we'll see if they mount a challenge. Shoot, Barrera in the bales.
Huge
crash.
slam. So up into second, Delgado Restrepo, Barrera at the back of the pack. Gomez Agudelo, the rider that goes down. He was in second place. And that's not going to give anyone any confidence at the top of the hill to get racing again. But these men skate out of these turns, blasting down this straightaway. This is a sport where you really need to put the effort in the gym, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you can see now it looks like Delgado mounting a challenge on Quiroga.
Oh, Quiroga, is he down? No, he was just braking. I thought he was got down for a second. Yeah, just that leg out, just one of the braking techniques that these riders use. Well, we still got 3 men standing, and this one is not over yet. It's pretty treacherous out there, and these men break in hard into this next turn. Almost a hookup there from the man in blue, Delgado Restrepo.
Yeah, big moves there, trying to stay upright, feeling out the pavement. You can imagine that's a lot to manage. They're trying to manage the race and the pavement at the same time. And with a move around the outside, Quiroga now back in second place. Barrera takes the lead and pushes there right in front of Quiroga. Quiroga now having to struggle to stay in second, hoping that he can get back in touch and get around into first place.
Well, the action at the front of the race right now. Quiroga dropping down into second place. Barrera making the pass, but it's not done yet. This one's going right down to the line. What can Quiroga do? He's hooked it. He's hooked it up in the bales on the inside, tries to get back on his feet. The win is going to go to Daniel Delgado, Camilo Barrera. I get it right. Apologies, folks. He gets number 1 today. Well, drama right at the end of the race. Delgado Restrepo taking second place.
Gomez Agudelo coming in, switch into the finish line. What a race. Quiroga trying to mount that last pass and just can't quite, just gets it a little too inside, clips the bail.
Wow, drama. We knew it was coming, didn't we? What a moment there. We're going to move on to the women's inline. They are going to race here. So it should be the women's inline final coming up first. Aleph Torres in red. Estrada Lopera in green. Soriano Ortiz in blue and Lina Yara in yellow. That is your lineup for the women's inline final. Need to lie down after that open final. Wow.
Yeah, that was a spicy one. Strong push out from Torres there. Massive lead right off the line. Big play from Torres. If she can hold that lead, she'll be looking really good for the rest of this run. But as we know, it's no cakewalk to the bottom. There is a lot of pavement issues and still a lot of race to be had. So it's going to be no easy task to get to the bottom, but a solid start. And she seems to be only building on the lead. So nice work from her. Still feeling out the pavement. You can see she's not fully tucked in, just kind of taking it a little bit easy with just enough pace to stay out front there. Olive Torres still skating out of the double right. Getting tucked now, starting to feel a little more confident on the pavement, or at least sees that it's dry.
Yeah, she's got a big advantage now, and can maybe just take it a little bit easier than she might have expected in this final. But this is a section where we see the inliners really skating. It's one of the flatter sections of the course. But Olive Torres has this race in her command, in control. Soriano Ortiz, they're just coming through as well. So Torres with the race under control. Again, looking over her shoulder, Adam, just trying to take it a little bit easier, not taking too much risk.
Yeah, Leon Soto with a pretty comfortable second place there, it looks like. So it's going to be a battle for third to see who else can get on the podium between Soriano Ortiz and Ortiz Agudelo. Leon Soto feeling very comfortable through the bottom bit of this track so far.
Big braking zone for Torres through this section. Again, just managing the risk through there. There's definitely with some patchy sections that haven't quite dried out as much as we'd have liked.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's still some moisture in there from the way these riders are riding in their braking zones. I think they're still managing the track, which is not an easy task to do. And this track it's really intense. You know, even in the full dry alone, it's no cakewalk to simply make it down. So with changing track conditions, it can be a massive challenge. But Alev Torres up to the challenge and cruising through in first place, looking super comfortable.
And she comes through, takes the win in the women's inline final here in El Salvador. Rider in blue is going to take second place. My list is different to the graphics, so just wanted to double check everything there. So I've got Soriano Ortiz. She's in blue on my list, so but green on that list. So Soriano Ortiz, according to your man in the finish, is in second, and Estrada Lopera third. Well, with that, we understand, unfortunately, that the stand-up finals and Consi finals, women's final, they are not going to race. And that is a massive shame, Adam. Not the way we wanted to end the season, but they're not comfortable. You understand it, don't we? All understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, safety comes first and foremost, so sometimes we got to do what we got to do. It is an unfortunate end to the day, but we'll just have to look forward to next year.
We will indeed. Just want to say a final thank you to everyone that has tuned in all season long and engaged with us, chatted away on social media. Really, really appreciate it, and for your company throughout this session here. Apologies there was no stand-up finals, but you got to respect the riders' position there on that one. Massive, massive thank you to everyone in El Salvador that has come out and supported the race, particularly the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Public Works, the President's Office as well. We could not have done this without you. The crew behind the scenes making it all happen from the Case Production side. They've done an amazing job. Big thanks to Spolk as well for hooking us up for the remote setup from my end. I really, really appreciate it. So huge thanks to everyone that has made the 2025 season so special. It takes so much work to pull this off. 5 races, the biggest season we've had yet. We started in Austria, we went to Turkey, then the Isle of Man, Park City, and now El Salvador. A final thank you from myself goes to you, Adam. It's been an absolute joy working alongside you these last 3 races.
Well, it's been fantastic, and I appreciate you having me in the booth and remote. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure to work with you, and I look forward to the races next year.
Echo those comments. We hope to see you in 2026 from myself, Ian Finley. Thank you for your company all season long. I've loved it. I hope you have too. We'll see you next year.